Let's see here to make sure I'm not fucking it. Wait. Yeah. Yeah, I want to start the draft. Why are you asking me like I'm like gonna blow up Cuba? It's giving me this like very strange alert. Yes, I want to. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, King Hoot, you've got the first pick. Let's see here. So while you're on the clock, King Hoot, what is everyone's thoughts on Patrick Mahomes and Dynasty right now?
I
Just
mean,
curious.
yeah. So I'll just real jump in. I selected this slot to select Pat Mahomes because I've actually never had him in any form of fantasy, and so anytime I get a chance, even in a mock draft like this, just to take it, I try to.
hmm
Um, I'd still take him 1-1. That may be boomer of me. I don't know, but that's like I just why not? I don't see what would make you not want that for the next 10 years as opposed to any other option.
Yeah.
Maybe CJ, but you're doing a lot of projecting on CJ. Like you're hoping that
So,
nothing changes.
yeah. So I mean, I've been on the record with Curran and Bevo on this, and I've already said that CJ is going to be better than Patty, but I don't think even I have the stones to take him 101. Actually, I might, but that's not what I would actually believe. But I also don't know what to do with this pick because I kind of hate taking anybody at the 101. I actually just don't envy that spot at all. So I pushed myself to spot 10 in the draft. I would actually hate to pick here. So, you know, pick whoever you like, but I would actually really dislike to be at the front of this draft. I don't know why, and it's probably dumb of me to say that, but this is true. It's how I feel.
I
Let's
mean,
see.
no, each their own. I just don't think. I still think the most rock solid asset you can have in any sort of dynasty is
Patrick Mahomes.
yeah, like a year in year out top three QB.
Yeah.
Even when he's not, he still is. Like it's the peace of mind. It's
hmm
the mental thing.
Yeah.
You look at your roster any day of the year, and you're just like, oh yeah, I've got Pat Mahomes. Like
Yeah.
it's never going to be that bad for me.
See, I mean, I don't know. I don't know why. I'm just out on him entirely in fantasy. Not saying like that he's not amazing and incredible. Just like, but for what you have to pay for him, wherever it may be, I'm like, I just find it icky. I also have found myself hating Josh Allen just in general. The Eagles really scared me this year, so I don't like Jalen Hurts, and I love CJ, but I don't know if like I was actually playing it the way I thought I would. Like, I really don't think he should probably go in the top 5 picks quite yet. I love CJ Stroud. I think he's fucking awesome, and I'm the biggest fan in the world, but I don't know if he should go in the top 5 picks yet. But who knows? And I also, yeah, I don't know about all these other guys. So I went to the back of the draft. Kern, when you get those ham and cheese guys out of the micro, what are you gonna pick? What a smart guy. I've always said that's the best pick you could possibly make. Can't argue with that. So just for everyone at home that's watching, that's current back to back pods backing up CJ Stroud. Just so everyone's aware. We're just making a list. So
I'd like to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Biba.
I was gonna say, so like, why? I would love to take C.J. Stroud before Patrick Mahomes at this point because like I get some of the people who like if you got Patrick Mahomes in 2019 and like he has been, you know, don't question it, draft him 101 overall, and then you look at like Josh Allen has been a superior value to him over that entire stretch from a fantasy perspective. And now you look at it and you're like, okay, well, like what player in dynasty history has maintained the like 101 status for such a stretch in time? And at this point, I think I honestly would rather take someone that one more good year, like a top, I'd argue a top five QB year this year from him, and like I think you could get more value for him And so depending on how you're going to build a dynasty team, like I think you might be more often than not in a better spot with CJ Stroud than Patrick Mahomes if we're saying like over the short term and what the Texans are going to try and do to win now with a rookie quarterback and production. And then on top of it, like it takes some creative thinking to think about how you would lose a significant amount of value with CJ Stroud versus Patrick Mahomes. I'm not saying you would lose a significant amount of value either, but age in that equation, it's like if you wait 4 years, I'd rather have probably CJ Stroud and the production he has over 4 years than Patrick Mahomes. And then I think CJ Stroud is probably worth more 3 or 4 years from now, depending on how my team looks, if I'm going to unload and move on from him or do something else.
Yeah, so I think the more I think about it, because like I was like, well, I really don't like anybody at that pick. Who would I take? I think I would pick CJ Stroud. I think the reason I wouldn't is because it makes me afraid, because if he fails, or the Texans fail, or if the unthinkable happens, just like weird shit goes on, then I double lose. But I think that's a pretty poor way to draft. Also, wow.
Yeah, I can say so. Just to hop back in, my thinking here, and again, I think there's valid. I think Josh Allen, even in that conversation, I think there's a cluster of it. But like, my thing is organizational security. Like Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, there's just nothing about that that's going to change in my mind outside of Andy Reid retiring for the foreseeable dynasty future. I think that CJ Stroud could be a victim of his own success and the Texans' own success, whereby I don't think that this Ben Johnson thing is going to become the norm. Like, I don't see how another season like last season does not involve Bobby Slowback moving somewhere else. And at that point, I'm not saying that CJ Stroud that he's responsible for CJ Stroud in any way, but I'm just saying at that point now I'm okay. What's the new offense? Where direction are we going in? I believe in this player, but it's more insecurity. Whereas again, maybe this is somebody coming from somebody who's never had Patrick Mahomes, but I find myself always looking at that security as something that I would definitely love to start a dynasty draft with.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely understand what you're saying there. Let me just say, there are a lot of Texans fans that feel the exact same way. People are already like pre-dooming over Slowick leaving, so that's not like a crazy thing to say. I think, oh God, I don't even know. I think Caleb Williams at 108 is kind of nuts. I'm just gonna say it, Eva. I think that's kind of crazy. I'm gonna take Amon Ra here, and then it'll come back to me. Um, do I get Anthony Richardson? I do. Boy, that really worked out for me. But the more I've thought about Caleb, like I don't think it's possible for him to fail. But do you think he's that good, Bevo? Like, I'm not saying he's going to be awful or bad, because I don't think he will be, and I certainly don't think he can bust, because I don't know if the Bears could have done a better job to prepare and build for him. But do you think Caleb is like a great quarterback?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do. You like to bring up like people that I've watched tear apart Texas as like some sort of like brain breaking.
Yeah.
I was at the Red River game whenever he came in and like brought Oklahoma back and beat Texas, like starting in I think he started and it was 28-7, and his first play was a 4th and 2 sneak that he like broke off the linebacker and took it 65 yards to the house.
On that
like,
day,
he like look like it's not formulaic, but like I've watched very few college football games, and this is just being a fan, but like every single team and quarterback that I've ever watched like tear Texas apart, whether they're good, bad, indifferent, fantastic, they're all like dynasty relevant assets that are arguably very good. And that's just I'm just saying like games I've been to. So
yeah.
I watched Kyler Murray, like he didn't win that game. It was a great game that Texas won, but I watched him bring an Oklahoma team who was dead back 21 points in the fourth quarter. I watched Joe Burrow put on a show in Austin. I watched, Michael Penix. I was not at the game as A&F State media would have you believe, but like it's just I watched this happen, and yeah, there's definitely probably been some slapdick quarterback somewhere in there that has won a game, but like those are players that won the game for those teams, not like, oh hey, the other team beat them that day, or like put together a combined effort. It was like, wow, that is a special player. Like it was incredible to watch, and watching Caleb, like that was incredible. What he did in college, like as far as his Heisman season at USC, like we can discount it. We can look back and we can be like, lost to Utah, no defense, etc. What he did against Washington this year too, like that's special offense. I will take the risk on like, hey, he is set up for success, but incredibly young. He could bust. Like it is what it is. But I would rather have him at 1.08 than take, Joe Burrow coming off an injury,
Yeah, I
some
think
other quarterback that's about to get paid.
The Joe pick's a little tough. I think Joe's
Like,
a tough spot.
I mean, I don't see a player like that's gone after him where I'd be like, I'm really enticed to take that player over Caleb Williams, other than Marvin Harrison, depending on how I'm building a team, and that's an interesting prospect.
Yeah.
So, I will take Herbert though.
Sorry, real quick, just to follow up on that conversation, I would agree with everything was just said. The only additional accolade I'd add is that he is by far not just the best quarterback, but by far the best college football player I've ever seen lose to Tulane. And I really would be remiss to have this go by without giving him that credit, that he is the best single college football player I've ever seen lose to Tulane.
I don't know any of his other like super embarrassing losses, but like, is that really on Caleb Williams? Like, didn't he score like 6 touchdowns that game?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to be at that game, and they did not come to they came to play, but that was not. You could tell that USC was upset that they had not made the college playoffs, and you could tell that Tulane was like, this was their
Super Bowl of Super Bowls.
Yeah, but forget their Super Bowl. This was their history Super Bowl. Like this is the biggest game in the history of.
This is what they're making a movie about.
And even with that, it required like the craziest last 3 minutes of a football game I've been to, and outside of honestly, outside of the Vikings Saints game, but like it just absolute insanity. I mean, it takes a safety, it takes so many things to still barely scratch out that win with one team 75% checked out.
Yeah.
That being said, Cotton Bowl champs, baby.
L's are L's. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to what Curran does here. Let me ask you this. Does any of the Harbaugh's never going to throw the ball bother you about Herbert, Jack? Does the Greg Roman
No.
OC bother you in the slightest about Herbert?
The scariest thing to me about Harbaugh and the Chargers, and this might be just like it's more of a non-football, I would say, take, but more of an organizational management take, is that you get a new coach and you kind of see like Herbert's really good, but sometimes you see like organizations move on because of unknown politics that are not like readily apparent to, I would say, the average viewer or any of us. So like that's what scares me, is that there could be something, somewhere down the line, or as this experiment is playing out and you've got this very expensive quarterback, that it's like, do you move on, or does he go to another situation that is, not that great? I happen to think that Justin Herbert is a very good quarterback and will continue to play at a high level to be worth, what is this, the 17th pick in a startup dynasty draft. Like, I would love to have that as an anchor in a super flex spot. So
Yeah.
I'll continue to take that. But that's the biggest scary thing to me is like you don't know what could be going on behind the scenes whenever an organization turns over.
We've also seen a ton of really good quarterback seasons from Harbaugh, Greg Roman offenses.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
MVP Lamar Jackson, Colin Kaepernick had a good year. Like, these dudes are not precluded from bad production just because the offense likes to run at the goal line.
Right. But they're not going to be certified bozos. And Herbert is not a certified bozo. I just didn't know because I think, the people are bored, and so they just constantly talk about how the Chargers offense is going to be the doldrums, blah, 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 blah. You know, people dooming and glooming on social media. But, so I was going to say, Curran should take Puka. And I'm glad he did. Because otherwise I would have said, Curran, you should have taken Puka. But, let's see. Mr. Waters, welcome. So you, is there any way I could, open up a spot for you? Or are you just going to have to give expert analysis?
Am I going to have to give expert analysis on what?
We're doing a mock right now where there's a link to it in the Fuckfest chat. We're at the tail of the second round.
Ooh, okay.
And so you can actually give us a first 2-round review. King Hoot's on the clock for the 212 right now.
Oh my god, who took Stroud 1.03?
We had a long talk about that. So we were talking about what do you do kind of with this first block of picks. Curran took CJ Stroud, and I mean I don't really think there's a bad pick there in those first 3 slots.
There aren't if you don't take CJ Stroud. I agree.
So, all right, I'm more sure now that it's a good pick than I have ever been before. Who would you have picked there?
Well, it's more who I wouldn't have picked.
Oh, okay, okay, all right, nice.
I would take Lamar. I would take JJ. I would take Jalen. I would take Jamar. I would take CD. I would not take Stroud there. 1 year of good production is not enough.
Good production. Well, I've now been talked in to thinking it's a great fucking pick. So awesome job, Curran. This is literally all that needed to happen for me to be absolutely sure that it was a rock solid decision. Awesome job. It's a lock. So great pick.
Curran. What side were you initially on?
I was saying I don't know what to do with Stroud, and I really don't know what to do with those first 3 picks. I was saying, if I picked the 10 spots because I wouldn't know what to do with one of those first picks. So.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. It's just with one of those very top picks, Stroud has to deliver multiple top 5 quarterback seasons in the next 4 years to return any value on that pick. And I just think why would you do that when you could just take guys who have delivered that level of value already and are still 24, like Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, or Jalen Hurts, who's 25. I don't know. But I won't monopolize the mic here. I'm sure you'll talk about that.
Wait. You would take Justin Jefferson because of the value he could deliver by comparison to CJ Stroud? Are you joking?
No. Based on the value he already has delivered.
I don't think that if Justin Jefferson grew 6 inches and had a rocket out of his ass, he could be worth more than CJ Stroud.
My question for you, Andy, is do you play in a lot of leagues where you get points for what players have done in the past? Is that like a new league that you're starting, or I haven't heard of that. I've heard of IDP, and that's pretty crazy, but I've never heard of anything how do you keep track of that? Is that when you still use the newspaper, or
if you
what
take
goes
Stroud
on there?
at 1.03, you're drafting purely on projection. He has not done it. He's done well. That's great. Baker Mayfield had a great rookie season. Ask everyone who drafted him in the first round of Superflex the next year.
There's no way you just said that.
I did.
That's irresponsible.
CJ's great. I'm not saying he's going to bust like Baker. I'm just saying you are literally drafting him at his at his cap, at his absolute ceiling. Like that just doesn't make sense to me. But you know,
so
to each their own.
probably with a lot of these picks, you are drafting them at their ceiling, right? Right?
But the other ones have already done it. He hasn't done it, and they're still just as young.
No, they're not. They're not just as young. They're rolling literally down the production curve.
Stroud was what, 23? 22?
Yes,
turning 23?
Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes are 28 and 29 years old, respectively.
Yeah, but they're quarterbacks. They could play for 10 more years.
Yeah, they could. That means C.J. Stroud could play for 15.
Wait, this C.J. guy, he's a quarterback too.
but they literally multiple top 2 quarterback finishes under their belts already. Like, that's what y'all are missing. Stroud could be that, but he hasn't. Why would you go with the guy who hasn't when you could just get the guy who has and contend?
Because the guy that has and the guys who have to continue to deliver that level of production, and over time will lose that ability to do so. You're buying something that you're arguing that because it has happened, it could happen again.
He's saying it will happen again.
Versus, like, the reality is like more often than not, players do not continue to like exhibit this level of dominance.
That's true with running backs,
younger
but
players,
not quarterbacks and wide receivers. Absolutely not true with quarterbacks and wide receivers.
That is like, it's like undoubtedly true that like as you age, you will fall off. Like, yes,
you're talking about aging like these guys are like decrepit. This is like middle of their prime players.
I mean, do you think? I mean, just saying it. Look, I'm not going to shit on taking Lamar. If anyone has him in a dynasty league, that's going to be a fucking genius. But, I mean, the rushing production definitely falls off as you get older because that's just what's going to happen. And with, Hurts and Lamar, some of their, fantasy goodness comes from what they can do with their sneakers, not their arm.
Agreed.
So, I mean, that part, it's just going to go away. And CJ doesn't really do any of that. And not to mention, I really don't like, I don't think Jalen Hurts should be in the conversation at all. But I kind of get the Lamar one, but at the same time,
he's 25. Like, what do you mean?
Alexander, I got a question here for you real quick.
Yeah.
I got to say, the attendance is lovely. It's good.
Awesome pod. Yeah.
People like Mr. Hulu Stonks and Alexander in here to actually give good ideas.
Yeah.
But Jack, you really have to think about one thing here. Andy's never been wrong. So if Andy says something about a quarterback, he's right.
Yeah. Well, fuck.
Can y'all hear me?
That. Well, yeah, loud and clear.
No, we can, you decrepit boomer.
Yeah.
That's right. Who are we talking about?
Andy says your CJ Stroud pick sucks.
Oh, well, that doesn't really entirely matter to me. What else did anyone else say?
Everyone else said it was pretty prime.
Jack would he'd rather have Bryce Young because he's so young. And,
no.
More draft capital, etc.
Oh, yeah, that is true. He does have better draft capital than CJ Stroud.
I said, Jack, why do you say etc. like that? And he said, because fuck Kern, that's why.
State-run A&F media continues to slander me at all turns.
Snopes would just not load our page about the fact-checking section.
Don't load the fact-checking section on my Njoku drop and Jack's subsequent ad of him. And then Jack fucking mugging me on a podcast, getting me to lie about not doing that. Anyway, again, don't want to monopolize the mic. Let's continue.
Was someone dogging on J-Jets earlier?
I dogged on J-Jets for like comparing him to CJ Stroud in terms of like delivering the same value to you.
Oh,
like I do not think that's even close to relevant or a coherent argument.
I also said, Kurt, I loved the Puka pick. I thought that was great. Nice job.
Well,
you've got a great team right now. Let's see how you fuck it up.
We could do something really funny just for the brand right here and just lean into lean into
No,
something right
Do
here.
not ruin this team. Do not ruin this team for the funnies.
Oh, I see a smothered, covered in shot po' boy just steaming right there, just ready to get selected. All right, so the formats of this, is this a tight end premium?
It won't let me set tight end premium. I have it set at 2 quarterback dynasty mock. So take that as you will.
So given that there's one, two, so start is it start 10? Am I counting that right? Start 10. Okay,
it's quarterback, super flex spot, 2 running back, 3 receiver, 3 flex or 2 flex, and tight end.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of taking a big beefy tight end.
Okay. See, I thought you were going to take Jaden Daniels for the funnies.
I really wanted to, ANF, but you know,
not with Bryce on the board.
If we're being entirely honest, you gotta go Laporta Potty.
So I bet Andy, I bet you hate that pick because he's only been good for 1 year, right?
And Andy does famously hate Laporta, just to put that on record.
Yeah, he hasn't been good for a decade, so that guy sucks gorilla.
Famous Laporta fader.
Eat shit and die.
Drake London, great pick. Now that's a fucking pick I can get my teeth behind. Hell yeah.
Yeah, right. You shit on my Jalen Hurts pick, but I'm glad we're back on board.
Yeah, we're back. Hell yeah. Yeah.
So if I'm doing the math right, that means that what is that? The 30th pick in the draft is worth 2 firsts.
3/3.
What was it? 3/3?
Yeah. I would have thrown in more thirds. Just to let y'all know. I made out like a bandit. I would have put in 80 more thirds if I needed to.
Angel, what are you gonna do?
What do you mean? What am I gonna do? I have Drake London. I don't need to do anything.
Before we move past that, though, I do want to say I thought it was very interesting when I was going through this earlier today, looking at it's almost exactly. It is almost the exact trade that Lippy traded Olave for in September of last year, with just 1 more third. Yeah. And I found that to be an excellent basis. I don't know if you looked at that before or if this just came to you, but when I was looking through it, I was like, if you had done that research, that's excellent, sir.
No, I mean, it's like I like packaging trades the same way. I love uniform boxes. So that was a great trade. I would do it again. And
what do you mean uniform boxes? You just threw all your fucking picks out the window.
No, I didn't. I just told you I would have thrown more, but I didn't. You're not listening. You see, I have to talk to you for 10 years before you'll take it. I only said it once, so it didn't count. I understand. I'm learning your system now. I did think
about the Olave trade as soon as that happened. He was Olave last year is kind of right where I would put Drake London this year, the same kind of perceived value. So,
but speaking of Olave, what do you guys think about Olave and Garrett Wilson having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 receivers at least in between them? Is there really that big of a gap? They're the same age. Olave's outproduced them the first 2 years.
I mean, really Olave hasn't even gotten drafted. So, I mean, it's possible he doesn't even go here.
So, I mean, should there be that big of a gap at the end of the day, or is it just that big-ass tier?
No, I think people are just super hyped about the A-Rod year. Everyone just really wants the juicy A-Rod revenge Garrett Wilson year, and then they'll deal with it afterwards.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson literally was a projected top 5 wide receiver last year in redraft.
Wasn't he wide receiver?
Michael Thomas. It's literally like Michael Thomas with 39-year-old, just absolutely tore it all up Drew Brees. Nobody is listening to the people who are like, well, let's think about who's going to be the quarterback next year. Everybody's like, nope, give me the points.
Did y'all see the report today that said Rodgers isn't putting weight on his recovering leg's foot and isn't running yet? That came out today. I thought
there was also a report that Caleb Williams really struggled in practice yesterday. So big reports.
Wow, interesting.
Jonathan Taylor dropped 2 passes.
I was just about to say, you got to watch out for those reports. You never know.
Well, Paris Campbell's really snagging a bunch of balls this year.
Bryce Young looks fantastic. So
he's really learning the new system. Oh, he was really nice to that reporter. I don't know if you all saw that. He was
just looks good in that blue from how short he is.
he, he was really kind to a reporter who had a broken arm. So he seems like a great guy. Wow, I hate this spot.
what? Just take Saquon.
No, I'm not doing that.
Or
I was gonna say,
not?
how can we just have talked about the fact that there's not a difference in value between Olave and Wilson, and he was taking 7 picks before, and you not take Olave? So I'm glad you went that direction.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick. Or Wilson's a bad pick. One of the two is true.
Here's the real question: did we just discover that to move from the 3.8 to the 3.6 costs a third round draft pick?
Wow. I mean, that's not a bad deal. That's not a bad deal at all. Let's see here. Yeah.
This is pretty easily Brock Purdy for me.
No, I see. I'm thinking Dak, and I don't know. I'm like looking further down the list. Yeah, it's Dak. It's Dak.
Wow. Not taking him there is a shot.
Kyron before Saquon? That is gross.
So I love Kyron Williams. I am very scared of Kyron Williams now. I have been beating his drum. Like, I have been his drummer boy since week 1 of last season, but I'm real scared of that fella, and I would not touch him in the 3rd round. Huh. Yeah, we're gonna pick. Ooh, yeah, we're gonna do it. Look at that stack. Look at that beautiful stack. Look at that. It's beautiful.
Damn
it. Oh, you lose Robe there, Jack. You lose your stack. Look at Team 9 sniping in the trees.
Team 9, I think, picking by default. I have no idea why that computer didn't say take Purdy for them.
Purdy is
that's weird.
He's on the board. I mean, you have to think about Purdy having the least possible draft capital. So, that really pushes him down the board, right? Big time.
I regret taking Laporta if I could get Kinchad in this round. I was scrolling to see Kinchad. So,
what about Trey McBride? Look at that. The face of the
asshole. It's all
tight end
Kinchad.
this year.
It's Kinchad season.
Why does every single tight end look like a software engineer? Like,
is that the new?
I mean, like if that was the running joke on Brock Bowers, but then if you pull up Trey McBride's picture, like it belongs on a Google ID badge.
Is that the new thing they say after they catch a pass? He studied this in college. He played basketball. Let's see here. Didn't Chris Olave play basketball? But yeah, I don't know. So how much does tight end premium affect how y'all take tight ends, either in redraft or dynasty leagues? Because I really don't factor it into my decision at all. It really doesn't move the needle for me whatsoever.
That explains a lot.
I feel like it hugely bumps up the first 3 or 4 tight ends, and then after that it's a wash.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
I thought I was getting Brock Purdy at the end of the 4th. That would have been cool.
Hey, Jared Goff's there. Jared Goff's there, Kurt.
I'm thinking about Jared Goff to get the stack. That wouldn't be bad. I'm looking at Team 2.
Oh,
they can use a quarterback.
Look
I'd be
at that.
Surprised if
$212 million, Kurt.
I'd be surprised if Hoot took a third quarterback, but that would be such a Hoot move just to take the value of a third quarterback.
What if Team 2 fucks you at the 5-2?
They might, but they might.
is on the phone. He's by default going to take a quarterback if you skip on him here.
No, I don't know about that.
I could take Nico and get that stack.
Oh
True.
yeah, that's the move, Kern.
So,
I'm
what does
not
everyone else
joking.
think about Houston's wide receiver core right now?
I think
That's
it's
what I want to hear
great.
about.
I think it's fucking
I have
elite.
stocks. Well, I have stonks in all. I got eggs in all different baskets across 7 different portfolios,
Tank
and I don't
Dell's
know
the
what
one
to
you
think
want in
about.
Dynasty, buddy.
Nico, yeah, Nico's the one you want, dude.
No, no,
Okay.
no. It's,
That's what I thought.
No, no, that's not true. That's not true, King Hoot. You're wrong.
No,
Nico-
Definitely don't look at his player history in Puckfest either. That is off limits.
I kind of have to look now.
No.
on the screen.
Yeah, so this is what will be on the pod. Nico, Jay Pauly has a Jay Pauly. Excellent. Oh, so for those of you that can't see this,
Andy drafted Nico Collins.
Andy
That's all
drafted
that we
with
need
the
to
306. With the 306, that's a great.
Andy's
draft
got
pick.
an eye for talent. That's full
And
stop.
He took
Moving
that
on.
Did he drop
eye.
him for a
He
shitty
took that
tight end?
eye from June to October. He was not impressed with the Nico Collins Davis Mills connection, and decided to trade Nico Collins and a second to acquire Kenny Galladay on October 26th, 2021. So that's a tough one.
Kenny Galladay was good for a lot of years. You know, he had a lot of generations.
Yeah. Holy shit, he had pedigree, unlike CJ fucking Stroud. Yeah, and fucking Kyle Pitts for 4 first. I can't believe I listened to this man.
You admit I'm a man.
That I'll give you that. I'll give you that one.
Too much shit. I can't talk too much shit because I traded for Kenny Galladay for Lippy in like the very first Dynasty League we ran. I gave him like several firsts and all kinds of stuff, and it blew up right shit and turds and fucking crust all over my face. So
anyway, to elaborate, Kurt,
crust are the worst.
So this has no basis in fact at all. Let me start with that.
Oh, good, perfect.
I don't think CJ Stroud and Nico Collins like each other. I actually think they actively dislike each other. Just throw that way.
Is this just because Nico wasn't in the sketch route running video?
No. Wait. So first of all, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that, but
you haven't seen that?
No, I haven't seen that. I didn't know who this sketch fellow was until I didn't know who he was until the draft.
I was forced against my will to see that fucking video, thanks to Stonks.
Yeah, well, I didn't watch it.
You're welcome, brother.
I'm not really plugged in all that well, but I'm plugged in enough to know.
You would be a huge sketch player. You'd be a huge fan.
Yeah, I would take him really early in the draft.
You would take him really early.
What are you doing with this pick?
So, I've learned my lesson. I've learned you don't take Sam Laporta here because
he's been good for more than a
Mark
year.
Andrews. We'll take him Mark Andrews or McBride or one of these motherfuckers here. So that's on me. If I don't take Goof, it comes back around. I'm stuck with like one of these shitty rookie quarterbacks or Bryce Young or Kirk Cousins. Yeah, no, I can't live in that universe. So
Will Levis is still there.
True.
I will let that.
Are we going to get a fresh Dynasty startup going again? Really sounds like we need one.
I need one like I need air.
We'll just
I'm in, and also I've got like 3 or 4 people from one of Jay Pauly's leagues who are looking to do one as well.
Wow. I mean, we already have 8 in here.
Wow. That sounds like a league.
I'm already warmed up. I know I don't need to reach on a tight end in the beginning of the third, you know?
I mean, you see everyone trying to trade back and not take Laporta in the third, and then all of a sudden Laporta drops to the middle of the fourth. It's going to be golden.
Especially if the other folks are kind of like me and don't care about tight end premium. So that is the first tight end off the board at 3-3. It's worth mentioning. Kurt, are you happy with that? First tight end off the board at 3-3. Next one doesn't go till 4-5. What are your thoughts?
I'm cool with that because I got the stack. That feels cool. I feel like it was value. I think everyone else has their head shoved up their ass. Okay. I think that missing out on the value here and taking these assholes instead of these Giga Chad tight ends is gonna blow up in their face. ANF.
Okay. All right. I mean, hey, fair enough.
That's my cope. That's
Mhm.
my copa. Cope Crunch.
Yeah,
I'm eating on right now.
you're sipping on your cappuccino.
Yes. So that's my narrative I'm spinning. It's
Mhm.
working webs right now.
Now these running back fellas are kind of gross in the ADP.
Fun fact: when we were drafting, I believe it was Fuckfest. Tate thought that the scoring settings were like whatever the total point per reception it ended up being for tight ends. He thought that was the bonus, and so he second, third, fourth round drafted he went Mark Andrews, Kelsey, just tight end after tight end. It worked. He won the championship.
Yeah.
But he was so mad when he checked the settings afterwards. But yeah, so ANF, maybe you should care more about tight ends.
Well, see, I would never make that mistake, but I guess he won the league, so maybe you have to really lean into it and do it like that. You need all of the tight ends. Phew, Josh Jacobs there's kind of, but all of the running backs look really icky. I don't know if.
So, I mean, you guys might know at the end of the day on your feelings on everything. Do you guys think there's going to be a little more ebb and flow back to the running backs in 4 years?
Yeah,
Just
100%.
Jack, was that you?
That's me.
Oh, damn, your voice sounded really weird there.
I'm on my headphones. There's a chance it chopped out or something. But
No, you sound fine. Yeah, I don't know. I think there just need to be better running backs. I guess
It has swung very far away from where it was a couple years ago, and it's gotten to where they're probably going to be values and redrafts in our.
It
in our
feels
home league
like
ANF.
everyone says, I don't want a running back, and then all of a sudden you're like, ooh, Brees Hall couldn't be bad here.
Yes,
Or vice
I was going
versa.
to say that exactly. In our league ANF, there will never be that. It will always be us just soaking up the gravy at wide receiver because everyone is just they've had their heads shoved up their ass for the last several years. So it's going to take a little longer before we don't see Joe Mixon go for 65 auction credits. But
Hey, he plays for an elite fucking team, so
I can't deny it.
I do think there's a little systemic aspect to the lack of running back emphasis in fantasy. I feel like kids these days are getting actively encouraged at all costs, go wide receiver, go quarterback, go after the money. And I think it's somewhat the kids aren't saying oh, I don't want to be a running back because they don't make any money, but I think that coaches are actively steering their best players, not necessarily out of playing running back because obviously every high school team, the best player plays running back in addition to everything else that they do. But I don't know. I just feel like it can't be a coincidence that we just haven't seen Bijan's been the only really can't miss top tier running back prospect since Saquon, and before that it was I don't know, man. I think there is something
Zeke, then
going
Fournette, then all those guys before them.
Yeah, and even Fournette got a little bit dogged, but I don't know. You see all the good, look at all the just ridiculous athletes there have been in the wide receiver classes of the last couple of years.
Yeah.
You can't imagine that one of them wouldn't have been a good running back. You cannot convince me Tank Dell would be a disgusting running back. But I don't know. I mean, I've been wrong before, contrary to what Lippy says.
I just heard this loud buzzing noise when you said Tank Dell's name because it just gets me so excited.
ANF, just think about Tank Dell being a running back every snap and breaking his leg every snap.
Yeah, that I'm really glad we have Bobby Slowick and not Andy Waters.
I'm thinking about Tank Dell here, but I could get DJ Moore, and he's only 3 years older than him. And
and I have to walk I have to walk all that back. Full disclosure, I was just trying to inception Kern into taking Tank Dell here.
No.
You
I
know
don't
who
want
is
to.
available. You know who is available.
What do you got available, sir?
There's another elite young wide receiver available here, Kern.
Wow.
All of
Was he also shot in the league this year?
No.
Yes.
Wait, he's recovered. He's already running and doing drills in place. Good, calm down.
I think you're going to get a few good years of DJ Moore with Caleb.
So,
Well,
just looking at everything, there is one wide receiver here that's like 10 guys down that could just shoot up to the second, third round if he has a really good year this year. And his name is George Pickens. I know not everyone loves him,
I
and
thought you were
he's
going to
just
say
hyper.
Xavier Worthy.
Well, I mean, if Pickens has a great year with Russ or whoever the hell starts there, I mean, tell me he doesn't shoot up to the third round.
If Xavier Worthy has a good year this year, he's going to the second round next year.
Oh, yeah.
That's just facts.
What if he has like a Tyreek rookie year type
I
year?
mean,
That's a pretty good year, though.
like, I can't believe Rashi Rice is still here from a dynasty context. Like, this ADP has to be something around, like, redraft is getting to him.
He's going to a prison on Mars, all right? There's never going to be any more rice ever in the Kansas City facility. They're not going to serve it on Wednesdays, and he's not going to be suiting up on Sundays. There's no more rice. Dead. Over. I don't know. I have no idea when I'd want to pick him. I have no idea when I would pick him. I just know it's certainly not now, and it's certainly not going to be next round or the round after that. I don't want him. But goodbye. I'm see ya. I want nothing to do with that fella at all. He's not even Woody. He's like the Slinky toy or something. But he's already been replaced. It's over. I'm out. I'm out. Big time out. OUT out.
Despite reports on Rashad Bateman's elite step up, which is probably going from
big
8th on the depth chart to 7th, I'm going to take Zay Flowers here.
That's a great pick. That's a great pick. You love to see that one. Oh, God. What do I... Oh, fuck. I'm just taking Xavier Worthy. I'm such a fan.
Are you worried about Xavier Worthy already tweaking his hammy and losing those valuable reps, ANF?
No. I'm not worried about anything. And I'm certain...
Valuable reps, ANF.
Valuable reps? Are they even reps?
They're like quasi reps.
All right. Gonna pick this fella. Curious what y'all think about JSN right now. Because talk about someone that went from all of the hubbub to... I don't know if anyone remembers his name, but curious about where people are valuing JSN right now.
I mean,
I, with absolutely no stock in JSN anywhere in any key leagues, would love if he just massively improved, and therefore could be sold for multiple first round picks.
So if he does well, you'll be looking to sell him. Is what you're saying? You wouldn't think like that. I'm just curious, like, because I don't have him anywhere either.
I mean, I have him. That is a lot of you know, but I think unless there's something with the quarterback situation that is highly encouraging, I would like to move on from that, given the window that I am building towards at some point in the future. I don't think that I could say, oh, Jackson Smith-Njigba is going to be, that guy 5 years from now. So I'm less confident in doing that versus being able to sell him while he is young and has this, unknown or unquantifiable upside.
Yeah, I just am kind of thinking this is probably it for Lockett. I'm just thinking, he's had an awesome career. Probably about time for him to call it. Think he'll be, whether he calls it on his own accord or, just his ability. It says it's time to be done. Wow, great Dick's pick there. But I don't know. I'm still a big believer in JSN. I think he's going to be pretty good. So, Now, Curran, you could start it off, get yourself a running back, lock in Derrick Henry here.
Yeah, I've kind of so my build. I'm still very flexible. I do like the fact that I'm very
Okay.
flexible here. We have a lot of
Yeah.
options. We have a lot of youth. We have a lot of youth ANF. We got a lot of youth. But we also have this win now piece with DJ Moore. Leaning in. I'd like to buoy that with someone with a little more of a secure quarterback. Not that Caleb's not secure, but just it's like you just never know.
Well,
Crazier
yeah, I
things have
mean,
happened.
you've got C.J. Stroud, who's been good for 1 year. Caleb's been good for 0 NFL years. So,
Shit, that's just
yeah.
you just never know. Oh, let's see, God. So we have. Oh man, I don't want to take Debo Samuel here, but what a gross spot in the draft. It's a really good spot to be in if you're doing a little productive struggle. Just casually toss Brian Thomas or Ladd on your bench and just
Yeah, what about Team
enjoy
2?
that
Team
display of
2 could
value.
really load up on the receivers here. Look at that. Team 2
They
might be
could.
just having a great draft. Man, imagine being able
They
to keep
could.
Brees for $33 in Apex. Just imagine that. Wow.
I'm more worried about Hoot. Because Hoot's going to draft all the gravy. He's got 2 back-to-back picks. He's going to double tap like Brian Thomas and Ladd and just reap the gravy from underneath. But, Bryce Young's still on the board. Wow.
Big time.
Just how do I pass up on that?
Big time
time.
Bryce is
So
what they call him.
He's in consideration for sure. So
Jordan Addison available as well, Kurt.
no, I mean, like, how do you just not do that?
I hear
Like,
Jordan Addison's worth 3 less thirds than Brandon Ayuk. So, I mean, you're talking about
worth a lot of.
610 versus 306 for just 3 thirds, sir.
He's worth a lot of. He's worth a lot of first round picks, from what I understand. Just to be a permanent wide receiver too, maybe.
You
moving on.
You lack
I could
vision.
I could lean into the Chicago offense and take Swift and just bet on that. But because I do think that Hoot starts getting a little not so warm and fuzzy with the RB situation here. And then on the turn, I think. God, what a terrible spot to be in. Fuck it, I think I like that a little better than Debo and
You're gonna take
these
DeAndre
wide
Swift?
receiver projects.
Is that real? That's disgusting.
I don't think I really like that too much, do I?
No, that's really pretty awful.
Let's see. Man, I'll keep this moving along. I've got 2 stud wide receivers, and I'm going to make the bet that there's going to be a good project in store, and I'm going to rely on my boy, Brian Thomas.
I like Brian Thomas. I think he's going to be super solid.
That son of a bitch, yeah. You really fucked up my stack there.
What a snipe.
That's right.
What a snipe. And Hoots and Shambles, you fucked up a snipe. And Jordan Addison is off the board. Big. So, I mean, his next 2 players in the queue are gone.
I couldn't think about Hoot's pick because I was just so thrown that I couldn't get Jordan Addison on the way back. I'm still recovering enough,
Right.
so
Right.
I just don't know what to do now. Well, now I know that I could think about a potential trade after this draft with King Hoot to get Nico back. So,
So let me ask this question, Jack. You touched on like how quarterback play really isn't super exceptional with JSN. Does that give anyone concerns about Malik Neighbors going at 3-4? Or does it like
I was scared off by it. I mean,
off the Malik pick?
Not off him entirely, but off of him when I was considering 2-12 and 3-1.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious because I mean Curran pre-draft was going to the mat for Neighbors. And I think that's awesome. I think Neighbors is exceptional. He's fucking awesome, and he is exceptionally talented. But I was just curious as like where we're, kind of figuring in quarterback play with him as well, because obviously he's ADP wise, he's going pretty high. Team 4 has him at 3-4.
Yeah, I don't know if he's wide receiver 10 for me right now, but I mean, I definitely think he's talented enough to make the best out of that situation. I think from a talent perspective, I mean, he's not too far from the Prince who was promised, Marvin Harrison.
Well,
But
just if you don't mind, Kurt, just because I've heard the most about Neighbors from you, and I'm not trying to put you, Johnny, on the spot, but
have I
just
really talked that much about Neighbors?
you did earlier pre-draft.
How does Mr. House feel about Neighbors over there?
I think that's what it was. I think Jack
Oh,
did a comment. I think Jack
I
said
called him. I called him GJ Tark 2.0. I did that.
Yes.
Um,
Okay. And so
and
that's where
with
that's
him
what
going to the
I
Giants, like I feel better about that. It feels like a great comment now. Now, had he gone somewhere else, like yeah, it could look stupid, but
he's so much
pre-draft to
more
say
talented than fucking DJ Chark. That's so reckless to say. That's so reckless to say. He's so much better. He's so good. He's so
Okay.
fucking good.
okay.
So
It's not just okay, Jack. It's not just okay. He is awesome.
No, I don't think so.
No, so that's
I
so
don't.
stubborn. It's just such
Oh,
a bad,
man.
lazy take. Just saying he's DJ Chark. You said he was Terrence Marshall too.
I mean, Kurt, Malik Neighbors has been good in the
I don't
league
know that
for
I said he
0
was Terrence
years.
Marshall. Jesus.
You just compared him, you just started comparing him to really shitty LSU busts. Like it's not like at one point, probably just to piss me off, but it worked, and that's probably why I talked about him a lot.
I see a lot of Trendon Holiday in his game, to be honest.
Oh man.
Brendan Holiday. Oh man. I mean, I think it's a situation where it could go very. I mean, he could just be like Drake London and just rot for several years in a really awkward situation. So I mean, I'm not obviously I gladly took Laporta and Puka over him when pre-draft. I was very hyped on him, but yeah, wide receiver 10 right now in Dynasty. That's a little rich.
So let me ask Kurt, if you don't mind. Just I'm picking on you with him.
Let's do it.
If you just go down the third and start in that fourth round, because there's a little bit of a receiver block there. Where would you have made the switch? Let's say Neighbors doesn't go at the 3-4. Where would you slot him in?
I think. I mean,
or on to the fifth round if it takes you there. I'm just
well,
curious.
now that I'm looking at the wide receivers that were taken, I guess the guys after him were Olave, London, Ayuk, Waddle, and Dunze. So
and Pittman.
And Pittman and Smith, and okay, so then it starts kind of going down that rabbit hole. I guess if you look at Olave's situation, I think Neighbors is more talented than Olave coming out of college. I don't think that's a very, hot take. And I think the quarterback situation's better in New Orleans, but I mean, I think he kind of went where he should have gone. I mean, I don't know. London could be in a much better situation with
He
Captain
has
Kirk.
two QBs. They've got two quarterbacks to throw to London.
Sure, but I mean,
they could have them both on the field and throw the ball to him together.
Yeah, it depends just how much you want to bet on it, I guess. I mean, he's going to get all the targets in New York. So, I mean, I like him a lot, dude. I do like him a lot. I think that if I was on enough pre-workout and I had heard enough comparisons to DJ Chark and Terrence Marshall, I might take him right where he went for sure. But I mean, sober, I probably fade wide receiver there completely because it's probably just too tough for me. So I'm probably the wrong person to ask.
Okay, I was really just curious. I didn't know.
Neighbors is a superstar. He has no similarities to Drake London. If they ran a foot race, 100-yard foot race, Malik would fucking lap him. He would do 2 lengths of the field before London got to the opposite end zone. Fuck Drake London.
Well,
he is awesome. From a talent perspective, he's pretty fucking solid.
I'm gonna have to tack on some editing work to remove that segment from Andy. because this is a pro.
You've been able to do that
podcast.
this whole time, and you haven't just been consistently cutting him out of these spots.
He's just cowing to Sachi.
Andy comes on the pod, has a great time, just talks a lot of shit, listens to the pod. Not a single word he ever says is on the pod. Just always edit everything he says out. I never thought of that.
That's the only reason I listen to ANF.
Yeah, to hear yourself. Yeah.
ANF Oversight Commission.
Yeah.
I'm the original AOC.
Oh, I like that though. Yeah.
Also, King Hoots just grabbing the bull by the horns and just leaning into that win now with these.
Yeah, Devontae Tyreek.
I decided back with the Kelsey pick. I was like, I'm just gonna go try and win a championship right here.
Mm-hmm.
So looking at that, I look at Hoots' team and I say, wow, that's a pretty scary starting lineup. That makes me less confident to take Deebo Samuel here. So I might do fuck DeAndre Swift. Why would I take that asshole here? Oh, God, look at Bryce Young. I could just, honestly, at this point, I mean, just for the funsies of it, because he's in the 7th round.
Yeah.
But I think I'd rather take Ladd McConkey over.
What about Keon Cole?
No, let me see. Look at these. All right, so looking at the quarterback world, looking at the teams ahead, there's a few teams that still have. There's 2 teams with only 1 quarterback, and the rest of these dudes have 2, and 1 doesn't have any. So actually lots. Actually, no, never mind. I'm blind. Okay, so quarterbacks are going to go. Yeah, I don't know if I like having Baker or Watson or any of these dudes in a dynasty format. For the meme, I'll take him here.
Kern's been in the length of 1 pod. He's been convinced to become a Bryce Young believer. Look at that.
Well, to be completely fair, if you look at the difference between where this asshole went and where Jaden Daniels went, I think it's a more than fair compromise.
Will Levis is still on the board too. So.
Oh God, can I please get Andy's Will Levis take?
Andy, were you? Please tell me that was just like a funny troll move, because that, because that made no goddamn sense at all.
No, come on, Andy. For real. I want your full, unabashed Will Levis take. Let your inner freak flag fly. Just let it go.
Like the league of auctions are louder than words. I could see you just being like, "Fuck it, let's just go on brand, just do it for the meme," which is great. But you wouldn't honestly trade away a pick that could be Jaden Daniels for Will Levis, would you?
Maybe he's taking a piss or something.
I can say something. Andy, about 10 minutes before that, tried to get me to give up Bryce Young in the 110 for the 105. And then he sent that, and I accepted in 0.2 seconds and then took Jaden Daniels as fast as I could. And then I just put my phone away for 3 hours and just prayed that he didn't reverse it. And Andy, you're a very kind and generous man.
Oh, so you're saying maybe he made the trade by mistake, pressed the wrong buttons?
I was terrified he did.
Your only explanation for the trade was that he made a physical button error is the only way you thought he could make the trade? That's very curious.
I thought he was flat out trolling, just because it's really funny that we hype this up so much and we put him in such a box with where he was that he had to take him or move out, and then just said, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna lean into the fucking madness and just fuck off and troll the league."
I'm telling you, there's I want to hear it, because I do believe in the dark recesses of his heart that he's allowing himself to believe that Will Levis with that offense can be good.
The fuck are y'all talking about? I go to fucking let my dog in that I accidentally locked out because I got 4. Fucking sue me. I fucking forgot about fucking 1. Fucking, and I come back and y'all are just talking some shit on William R. Levis, the God.
So the question.
Please, dude, I've been begging this whole time for you to give. I want I just want the full take of it. I need to hear.
Were you trolling, or was that honestly a a flag in the ground to say no. I do not want Jaden Daniels or Brock Bowers. I would rather take William Levis, fucking Thad Castle, Giga Chad.
Fucking Giga Chad flag. Flags are ruining this country, but that is the one flag that I will throw down. Fucking William R. Levis, MVP 2025. Fucking book it. Find a sports book that will give you that action and put your house on it. Thank me later. He is a stud. He's a bona fide superstar. He's got an arm like you've never fucking seen. A cannon, a quick twitch laser that can hit the fucking opposite goal line from the fucking Andes Mountains. Like he is God. And for you to suggest that that's the joke trade is that the joke? No. Expand your mind. You're pathetic.
I'm telling you, he's saying it hyperbolically to hide from the fact that deep down he really wants it.
Oh man, that's
No, for real, y'all boxed me in on my takes, and I had to get out, and I panicked. I was in Tate's office, spamming Lippy and Tate with shit offers, and Lippy accepted one. And by shit offers, I mean shit from me. To my credit, I did try to trade down with Lippy for Bryce Young. So I was willing to say, again, Bryce over Jaden. But Lippy denied me that opportunity, so I had to offer a fucking whale of a take in its place.
Hold on. You were not offering to move down and stand by your take. You had to sweeten it up a nice juicy chunk, didn't you?
Okay, okay, well, yeah.
You
I
had
knocked my dog out and I sweetened up the take. Is that what you want me to say?
You had to throw off. You had to throw in just like a very casual, just like a toss in first round pick just to fucking make it happen.
Okay, well, yeah, okay. Now that you fucking asked, yeah, I did lock one of my dogs out overnight by accident when I was hammered. Yeah, okay. So what else do you want me to say? You want me to say that I'm gonna lock another one out tonight again? Is that what you want me to say? It's an accident. Get over it, bro. You're fucking.
I'm almost done. Keep going. Hold on. Don't stop.
Javonte Williams.
Oh God, Javonte Williams. Can we talk about him? Is there like a borderline chance this guy just isn't relevant after 1 year?
He might be not relevant after like week.
This might be his last year for real, or he's a stud, but this might be his last year.
Yeah, I mean, running back is really gross right now because does anyone want?
I think Jaleel McLaughlin might just like outproduce him from the start, and just this guy might just become the next.
Who did I pick up for a zillion fab today? The undrafted fella for them. I picked somebody up for like 100 fab. Yeah, Watson. Yeah, Blake Watson. Yeah, he's the future there. Sorry, Jack. We're gonna go Joe Mixon. He plays for an elite organization. I'm actually not glad. I wish the best for the Stevenson family, but I'm so glad Ramondre Stevenson is like borderline fantasy irrelevant. The amount of like bullshit I had to listen to Curran tell me about how great that guy was at running back, just the amount of bleeding my ears did listening to that garbage. Man, I'm glad that period is over.
He was good for like 6 games.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Wait, are we just gonna skip why you had that take? Like we're gonna skip that half of your take there?
Well, I don't want to talk about that part. That part's not important. That part really doesn't matter.
Because he thought
was that Damian Harris for the first?
Yeah,
we're just gonna let you have the anti-Ramondre Stevenson part of your Damian Harris take.
Well, I mean, I'd prefer it, but
spoiler: they were all assholes. It was a giant bucket of assholes.
Yeah. Oops, they're all berries. Oh man, he was the RB4.
The focus wasn't Ramondre Stevenson's bad.
He was the RB14.
No, he wasn't. He was the RB4.
Yes, he was.
No, he was the RB4. I'm going to prove it. He was the RB4.
ANF, is this a bit?
No, he was the RB4.
He was the RB4
Team.
at Oklahoma. Yeah.
No, stop it, Damian. I'm just gonna pull him up. Y'all don't know what you're talking about. He was so fucking elite.
You're not gonna find him if you're gonna have to scroll for a minute to find him in
ANF,
that.
it was the RB14, sir.
No, he was not. Calm
He was
down.
never been a top
I got
12
it right
running
here,
back.
dude. There's
Calm
not a single
down.
person who's RB4. What are you talking about?
He was the RB4.
Team.
He was the
He's the
RB4
RB4.
3 weeks into
Look
the
at his
season.
2021 season. He was fucking amazing. Look at
What-
that
What
run.
was he in the standings?
He was the
Is the RB
RB4.
is the RB4 in the room with us right now? Enough.
He was so good in 2021. So good, in fact, that I traded a first for him.
Oh man, he was so sick that 1 year. The 1 year he was
Hey,
RB2.
hey. I got 2/3, and we just realized that you can turn those into Drake London, okay? So, chill. He was the
I mean,
RB4.
really.
Dude, he was the RB4. He was the RB14 in 2021 sleeper. I'm looking at it.
It's probably the wrong format. Don't worry
ANF,
about
but
it.
you did. It was only the Christian Watson pick you traded for him, so was it really that bad?
Yeah.
They make it sound a lot worse when they say it first, but when you say it was Christian Watson,
Yeah, I
could
mean,
have been a lot.
look, it really could have been, because, I mean, there's lots of awesome receivers in Green Bay. So, I mean, who knows? I mean, Christian Watson, people might not even talk about him anymore. So, it's nothing gained, nothing lost. Also,
ANF, why are you
what?
so
What?
Trey Benson over?
I like Trey Benson.
I don't know.
He's my guy.
Yeah, he's cool.
Andy talking about Trey Benson for 30 minutes the other day.
It sent
Really
me
convinced
down.
ANF that
It
Trey
sent me
Benson-
down the Trey Benson like Kool-Aid tube, and I am like in the water slide. I have not emerged. I'm just cruising like this infinite water slide Trey Benson's like tube, and it's awesome. He is gonna be so legit. We're here for it. We're also just big on the Cardinals in general now. We think that's a really prime spot to be. So
I just want to say I'm terrible at scouting every position except for quarterback, and y'all like relentlessly shit on my QB takes, but every awful take I offer on scouting skill position players, y'all are like,
but yeah,
like,
so
I'm not gonna
you
rip your
piqued
head
my
off for that.
you picked my curiosity. Then I'm like, man, that's so dumb. Because I thought like, well, that's just stupid. And like I really
That's
thought
a
you were saying it just to say it. And I not only said, well, maybe he's not stupid. I said, well, god damn it, he's right. And yeah, so now we're Trey Benson stands.
you saw the Leviton tweet that was posted the next day. That's what you saw.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know if I did or if I didn't. But
I'm in your head. I know you did.
that I'm so fucked if Andy's in my head. He's actually not here. It's all just me hearing this. But so I was actually thinking about going Cup there. Team 9 picked him. I feel like Cup's being left for absolute fucking dead. I think that's pretty silly. I don't know. If I didn't want to like grab another running back real quick, that's who I would have picked for sure.
Whoa, they changed Marquise Brown's name to Hollywood Brown. That H Brown threw me off.
That happened like 3 weeks ago, dude.
Yeah, Kurt, come on.
That shows how little I care about that asshole. So sue me.
All right. Well, some of us are forced to roster bait to him, so
Oh, Bo Nix is still on the board. Oh wow, I could just take Will Levis here and just lean into the quadruple stack.
Deshaun
Yeah.
Watson is available as well, Kurt. And heaven knows that he's a great player.
Yeah,
you could flip him for JSN.
Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? So I've monopolized pretty much a lot of the juicy Jared Goff Laporta action on Detroit, and I think I'm going to lean into the bet that I will get at least 60% of the goal line work with this asshole, and that will be my RB1, and I'm going to monopolize Detroit.
There's no way you drafted Gibbs for $70 last year and just took Monty. There's no way. It's not
I
possible.
think Gibbs was 40, 43 bucks
I
because
think he was
I have
78.
him.
I took him for like $40 A&F.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I'm
also,
thinking about keeping him. Like,
also, I've got Monty. Also, you get Monty several thousand picks later as your RB1 on a 0 RB build, and he just plods and falls in the end zone sometimes. I'll take it. It's a good deal because if he goes, then suddenly I'm sitting here with fucking twiddling my thumbs with Blake Quorum and Jalen Warman as my RB1s, and no one wants that.
I remember being at the Cubs game when we were up there in the land of Lippy, and just Gibbs having like a terrible first game. It wasn't even that terrible, but just
No, it
looking
was
It was
awesome
Monty
first
on the
game.
field and Gibbs wasn't.
just looking at Curran like every play was just so fun.
That drove me crazy. Like Gibbs would get like a 15-yard play, and then it would be like 30 more 3-yard carries for fucking Monty.
Yeah, just rub it in how much fun it was when Lippy invited you to hang out with him. Just rub it in. Yeah, no one on this call has been angling for that invite like since birth. But like,
wasn't enough beds. Wasn't enough beds for you. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That was fun. Over in the Cubs game in the stands.
I'll bet my fucking house. Did you not hear me? I'll bet anything.
You wouldn't bet a handbag. You wouldn't bet a car.
There's enough bets.
Piracy
Lippy, there's enough.
piracy is illegal. Let's see. Christian Kirk, great addition. Great addition. If you've got him in a dynasty league, you have to be happy, especially with the T-Law stack. That's actually pretty nice. But just in general, teams that roster Christian Kirk, elite rosters.
Yeah, no, I did it for the stack after Kevin fucked me out of my Brian Thomas stack.
You got him a lot later too. Look at that.
Yeah, I don't hate it. Running backs are so disgusting. It's really. Yeah, I don't feel great about it. Sorry to put you in the box as the Titans guy again, Andy. But what do you think about that backfield? Like, what's that split?
Oh, he thinks Tony Pollard's an asshole. He thinks that Spears is the one you want to own. This blew my mind last pod. Couldn't believe it. Could not believe it. And I'll have him speak for himself, but I thought that was crazy. I don't know. That seems nuts.
I love me some Tajay. Again, one of the players who were able to beat the almighty Caleb Williams.
Wow.
Pretty much put the team on the talk about putting the team on your back.
That's pedigree right there.
Yeah.
Andy's probably locked himself outside again, so we'll get that update when he's back.
Fucking working the loud ass ice machine, and I'm trying not to subject y'all to that because y'all fucking threw a fucking hissy fit when my dog sounded like he was having a fucking aneurysm on the mic. Fucking tried to lock him out. Fucking not good enough. Y'all talk shit on Will Levis. I try and fucking mute the fucking ice machine. Not good enough. I can't do anything fucking right. I'm going back on mute.
Andy's work is going to find this podcast one day and just worry that he has anger management issues. It's going to be amazing.
Worry.
I send it to people at his office. He must really be a better lawyer than he is a fantasy player because they will. I constantly send them clips from this shit.
Oh man.
All right, well, Tate is in the fucking league. Like, sending it to him is not very fucking scary to me. So fucking up your threat game, bitches.
But when you're done making your snow cone, do you want to expand on the?
It's Grace's snow cone. It's not for me. It's for my lovely partner Grace.
Well, I mean, then do a good job then. But do you want to expand on your Pollard versus Spears fantasy take?
I would love to, actually. I have no fucking clue what's going to happen. The end.
Well, you heard it here first. That's. I just want to go on the record. That is different than what was said last time. But Karen, what are you doing here? Your picks are really in the doldrums.
Wait, how is
I
it
know.
different? There's no way Andy would be inconsistent. You must have that wrong.
You were all about
Yeah,
Spears
thanks.
like a month ago or 2 weeks, whatever we did the last pod.
I've learned that he probably
What the
just says
fuck is-
things just to get reactions.
What the fuck is
He-
this
he-
NBA trade?
He also sent me
Yeah, Colin
OTA
would be
clips
straight.
of Tajay taking #1 reps, so he's definitely
Yeah,
on the Tajay.
yeah.
Okay,
Stick that in your snow cone.
There was like just 2 running backs taking drills, and he's like, "Look at Tajay taking #1. Let's go."
Xavier Leggett just seems like he's gonna be a fucking bust.
He seems pretty cool though.
I don't
but
know, man. This dude,
Curran,
like,
it's the
broke
same
out
issue.
at
At that
26.
price, how do you not like it?
It's like he broke out at 26 and like he catches balls big and like I don't know. Fuck this dude. I can't take him. Ugh. And Ricky Pearsall is a total prick. Ugh, this sucks.
Curran.
Oh.
You have CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud loves Pearsall.
Yeah, but like he's not gonna throw the ball to Pearsall, so that kind of fucks me up.
That'd be a lot of air yards.
God, let's see here. We got fucking so in terms of let's look at these rookies. Bo Nix.
Dude,
God
Zamir
damn it.
White's on the board.
Yeah, if you hadn't busted your nut on Bryce Young, you could have Bo Nix right here.
That's another lesson learned, Hoot. Lesson learned number 3. Don't fucking reach on Bryce Young for the meme. Take fucking Debo Samuel so I can take Bo Nix here and enjoy myself.
Yeah,
I truly cannot wait to compare the year-end stats for Bryce Young and Bo Nix after you said that.
They're not going to be. They're going to be minuscule, literally immaterial. Write it off. It's going to be a fucking roundup.
I'm not going to say no.
Fuming.
If I speak, no, not today.
Curran, if you're going running
Wait,
back,
I have to admit, and I'm sorry, I apologize to everybody here that I didn't listen to the last pod. I don't know the thing. Andy, how nuclear hot is your Bryce Young take, dude?
well,
I don't think it's that hot. I think the #1 overall pick shouldn't be fucking written off fucking 4 months later when the fucking the Texans motherfucker is now all of a sudden fucking Jesus Christ incarnate.
Look,
I mean,
that is true.
it's not hot take. It's not hot take. If you go back and listen to, we had a very comfortable start. We just started it off, and just out of nowhere, maybe he was drunk and let his dog out. He was just like, "Hey, Kern, how'd you like that trade where I traded Jaden Daniels for Bryce Young in a first?" Like, "Oh yeah, like I think I made out pretty well." He's like, "Oh, you got fucking ass, Kern. You fucking really missed out on value there. Bryce Young's the shit." And then like just went off, and so I lost my mind, and I fucking went all like a big rant.
So
fucking
it wasn't.
because then Tate jumped in on it, and then it turned this big thing like, "Oh well, Jaden Daniels does have some question marks." It's like, what the fuck are we talking about? Bryce Young for Jaden Daniels? Like, seriously, like, what universe am I living in right now? Like, I felt completely shamed for no reason. So that's where it started, and that's how his whole meme has begun. So
yeah, Kern,
so
the full story there was I got a work call.
Boxed in. So Waters getting boxed in that draft and having to fucking make that move was just like everything rang so well.
Yeah, I got a work call, which apparently disables like Discord. I didn't realize that. So I was like, "Hey guys, so sorry, got a work call, got to buzz off, but I hope I'll be back." And then when I went back and re-listened to the pod, I realized that didn't come through, and it just sounded like I literally did exactly what you just described, Kern, which is fucking goad the shit out of you and then just disappear off the face of the earth. And it did make for tremendous content, so I regret nothing.
So,
But
Briard, do yourself a favor and go listen to it, because it is. Listen to the first 30 minutes. It's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go check it out.
I got to pick somebody.
Kurt, what the fuck are you
I
doing
don't-
here?
I don't fucking know.
He's trying to take Bo Nix.
Yeah.
He's trying to distract us while he takes Bo Nix.
I'm totally tilted right now. This sucks. This fucking sucks. I hate this so much. God fucking damn it.
Yes! Your team's awful.
wow,
Your team is so bad.
Kurt, at least explain yourself why you needed a fourth quarterback when your team
What
looks
the
like
fuck
this.
are you doing?
There's like 14 slots. What are you going to do with them?
Just because the thought, if there is one, I don't feel great about it, is that there's not a lot of really good dynasty quarterbacks left on the board, and I,
So
might
you
as well
took
load up on
another
them now
one
and
that's
take
not
some
so
value.
good? What the
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
God.
That was more for the meme. I mean, I don't know. Ricky Pearsall. I maybe I should have taken this asshole, but
Or anybody.
I feel like I could get a
That pick's.
replacement Najee Harris with Devin Singletary or
So
Raheem Mostert
I
later.
was literally about to bring up. I'm like,
I felt like I could
why
get a
is Devin
replacement.
Singletary not getting drafted? Because
Like, what's the difference between Ricky Pearsall and like fucking Jalen Polk and A.D. Mitchell? Like, they're all kind of, I don't know. Bo Nix at least is a fresh starting rookie quarterback that you could take a fucking lotto shot on.
I have no idea why America hates Devin Singletary. It does not make sense to me. Like, I don't know what he did.
I think a lot of people like him, man. Now, people who speak about like zero RB builds fucking love Devin Singletary. It's
Well,
just like they don't love him for more than like probably 2 or 3 weeks.
well, I can tell you I would not want Zamir White instead of him. That is for sure. There's so many people going ahead of an ADP right now that I would not want anything to do with instead of Devin Singletary.
But this kind of reminds me. All right, so enough. Take yourself back. When's another time when you were really in on a running back who is maybe a little bit of a vet, hadn't really proved himself, had like maybe one good spree of games on a really shitty offense
Philip
going
Lindsay.
into that year? There's like a whole now for everyone who isn't
Chris
familiar,
Carson.
there's a laundry list of these people that A&F just
I
fell in
was
love
I was
with.
gonna say I'm having a hard time nailing down exactly who you're talking about.
This is A&F's go-to is like, wow, Curran, they have all the opportunity. It's like, yes, to score the 3 total rushing touchdowns they'll have all year.
So I was like,
That's why people don't like Devin Singletary.
I really don't know who you're trying to get me on because the list is so long.
Because here's the
Is
thing, A&F, I could
Rashad?
take Bo Nix. I could take Bo Nix with the potential to be a decent starting dynasty asset, or I can take the 30 carries that Devin Singletary will take a game for 50 yards, and maybe the 4 games he scores a touchdown.
I do have a question. Obviously, the computer is the computer in this mock draft, but is there any reason Rashad White should even go right there before Drake May, Worthy, Pickens, Flowers,
Wait,
Pitts?
where did he go?
He went at the
Oh,
512.
512. So he
DK, JSN,
he
JJ.
went after Pickens, he went after Worthy, he went after Drake May. So
Absolutely.
So he went before DK, Mark Andrews, JSN, JJ.
I mean, Brian Thomas. Would you guys not want Brian Thomas over him?
Yeah, I would.
Running back landscape is kind of just tough right now.
I would want Brian Thomas. But I mean, it kind of depends. Like, obviously, if I'm Team 12, if I drafted Bijan and Saquon, I'm not taking Rashad White there. But that's just because it's a bot. But like the next running back is James Cook. I'd rather have Rashad White than James Cook. I don't know if that's crazy, but that's true.
It's Dynasty RB13. I guess if you think about it like that, I mean, based on who was drafted this year and kind of how there hasn't really been like a turnover at the RB, because usually these old like RBs kind of fade off and then there's like a new crop, and I think we're privileged with like the several years of just like rookie RBs just kicking ass, and it hasn't really been that great outside of like a few gems.
I'm looking at the next RBs, and I like not saying like to the other positions, but just like the RB situation. I think he probably went at the right spot.
But that's the issue then with running backs, because I mean,
yeah, I mean, that could very well speak to a bigger issue. But
as someone trying to buy veteran running backs in another league where like I'm pretty stacked, and I'm like, dude, it's so fucking hard. It's so hard to buy veteran running backs right now. Like you just can't buy them. Like people will not sell you these dudes for anything less than a first plus, just because the replacement value and it's like there's just a strict market on them right now. It's tough.
Sounds like you need to come get Jonathan Brooks or Chuba Hubbard.
Can I also just say?
Yes. In that league, I probably need to, Libby. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, no, we'll wait until later to talk about that because that'll come up naturally. Anyway, I think maybe I don't know if Jack's house was hit by a solar storm or something.
Probably the Stars game. Let's see what the score is.
Let's see here.
He's probably watching the end of the Stars game because it's the finals or the West Finals, and there's 6 minutes left.
Okay, let's give him. Who does he want? He needs a running back. Let's get him who. Let's get him Andy's favorite running back right now, Tajay Spears. I guess I need one of these tight end people. Dalton Schultz just got re-signed. I like that. That way I could have a CJ touchdown still. Okay, let's see here. Great.
You don't think that Schultz will, you don't think that Schultz is like the major loser in the Texans receiving core getting good?
Yeah, but so here's the other thing that I think is going to happen. Third downs almost went exclusively to Robert Woods and Schultz, and I don't know if Robert Woods makes the team. Schultz is CJ's security guy, and so I think he's still going to have value. I think he's going to be a shitty tight end, but he's he's like the tight end 4.
I mean, but do you think that makes it past week 2 when when he drops a 3rd and 4 pass and Stephon Diggs gets on the sideline just fucking chews everybody out?
No, I do. They've got, again, this is not data driven. This is just watching too much Texans football. He's reliable, and I don't know. I think he's going to be involved in the offense. And look at the other tight ends. Who would you want there? Maybe
I would take Goddard over him for sure.
Well, so that's the thing, though. Well, Kern was obviously talking about waiting around to get McBride or Kincaid. Why wouldn't you wait until the 8th or 9th and get Engram, Njoku, Goddard? And then you can just stack them up with Sanad or Musgrave and just live good at tight end. Tight end feels great this year.
Yeah, I agree. I also just think, Hoot, I don't know if you know this or not. I'm really excited about the Texans this year, and I think there's
I understand that, and I'm not. This is not meant as I truly. I see Dalton Schultz as a big loser here, so I was wondering if that's just a me thing or if other people saw it.
I think everyone is kind of a loser, but I also think there's lots of drives. Texas scored a shitload of points last year, but also as a fan, there are also lots of drives that I'm like, that's disappointing. We should be able to do better than that. We can go further, and I think there's going to be this offense is going to kick tenacious amounts of ass, and
here's my thing. Better. Do you see Schultz getting 90 targets?
No.
No, I don't. I don't know.
So the only years of his fantasy, all of his fantasy relevant years, which have been one tight end 3 finish, and then a tight end 15, a tight end 12, a tight end 11. Oh no, I guess in PP. Sorry, a tight end 3, a tight end 12, a tight end 11, and a tight end 10. He's had 89 targets or more in every one of those years. So he's topped out. I don't know. I just that's a hard sell for me. I think there's other tight ends here. I understand the loving the offense and wanting the thing. I'm not trying to hammer on this pick, but I'm just I don't know about of this group. I don't know about Dalton Schultz, and I can easily be proven wrong on that one. But I'd be scared of him.
I'm scared of anything Philadelphia. I don't want anything really to do with, especially Goddard. I think I'm fine with.
You sound like Fitz in 1776. You fucking piece of shit.
I think I'm all right with Fontaine Smith and AJ Brown. It Hurts is going to be fine, but I just don't know.
Didn't that Schultz tight end 3 season come under the Eagles' current offensive coordinator?
Yeah. Look, buddy, I know that you're really excited about the Eagles or whatever, but they're losing to the Texans because they're a superior organization. But no,
Are the Eagles even going to make the playoffs? People are asking. Without Kelsey, they may be done.
the Eagles. Well, no, I mean, I think they'll definitely. I think they'll definitely make the playoffs. I think they'll be competitive in the playoffs. I don't think they're going to be terrible, but I don't know if it's going to be from. I don't know if it's going to be on the back of Dallas Goddard. I know that. So I think all these tight ends are pretty similar. Hoot. I think.
Can I?
How
I
is
don't know.
Dallas Goddard getting lumped in with Schultz nowadays?
Yeah, not to skip that. I do want to get that, but I'm saying like not to skip past the Eagles thing here. Like, so again, I'm not the resident Eagles guy at all. I know there's a lot of people who have a lot of better Eagles take than me. But it seems like that team completely collapsed from an internal. Not seems like that team did completely collapse from like internal culture problems, and then what? Like, what would have we ever identified? Like, what is? Is there any reason why we're led to believe that like that locker room's gotten better?
I think the Eagles self-identified a coordinator problem on both sides of the ball, and at least in their opinion, have rectified that. I think is.
But that's what I'm saying. Are coordinators
devil's
taking
advocate.
the coordinators are taking the full brunt of a locker room that fell apart?
I mean, to be fair, one of them was Matt Patricia. So,
No, yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like, there's
that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Andy must be working the ice machine because I'm certainly not going to go to bat for like a miracle turnaround. So I guess my thing is I see Goddard and Schultz is like going to be pretty similar in terms of targets and scoring opportunities, and I think the Texans are going to be the better team. So I like Schultz there.
Yeah, I think all these tight ends are the same fantasy asset, right?
Yeah.
Kmet, Schultz, Goddard, Firemouth, Musgrave. Those are all dudes in complicated, like, those are all fourth targets on pretty decent looking offenses who are just hoping for a touchdown.
Yeah.
What's with the Goddard hate? I don't understand.
What's with the Goddard love? What, like, did he send you a cookie
healthy,
or something? What?
If he is healthy, he gets to be in a tier above these guys.
That's not true. I was just looking at his stats. He didn't do shit when he was healthy last year. Nothing.
Yeah, I think he's a baller. He's third or fourth best target in that offense.
Full PPR, not half. In full PPR, he broke the 11-point barrier a single time with a staggering 11.1 points.
A&F, go back and watch Dallas Goddard's college highlight reel.
Holy shit! I thought,
and then watch.
There's no way. There's no way I'm getting told to go watch Dallas Goddard college tape.
29. What was it? North Dakota State or something?
Yes, it was.
Didn't he break it one time? He broke it 4 times.
I'm looking at his shit right now.
Alexander hit 8 for 117, 5 for 77, 7 for 71, 5 for 47.
I'm just
and then
okay. Well, all right. Well, then you need to take.
What are you talking about?
You can look at.
He was the tight end 4, not 14.
All right.
5 times he broke it. What are we looking at here?
All right. So it's very possible, and this will become very realized when you look at the pod, and you see that I was actually looking. That doesn't matter. It's my pick. You'll see it on the pod. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna take like an AD here. More support for Mr. Richardson. Oh, who's Jack picking here? Who wants to pick for Jack? Anybody got any ideas about who's Jack is taking home on this fine evening? Let's see here.
Mingo.
Oh, he's taking Michael Penix for sure.
Oh, without a doubt.
Oh, maybe he didn't have to do that.
Oh, maybe maybe he's not doing that.
Maybe one of us who has who has Pitts in London was really planning on taking Michael Penix.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, uh, let's see. Well, wait, no. I mean, obviously, Bevo has to do this because you have to be a fucking moron to not draft Dallas Goddard. So Bevo's locking him up.
Whew, wow, so I'm so lucky Michael Penix fell to me. That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Curran, who I see that you've rejoined the call. Welcome back. Who are you locking in here? Current big Jalen Warren guy. This is probably your pick here, huh? Good talk.
There's a lot of great podcasting on this one tonight.
Yeah.
Several times we're talking to people who are muted who just
I know.
do not respond for prolonged periods of time.
It's excellent radio. But let's see here. Curran, maybe I'll just pick for you. I know you're a big Marshawn Lloyd fan.
Give him Leggett. He wanted him earlier.
Dontavian Wicks. Okay, no, Deontay Jones. Oh, for the Bryce Young stack. Let's fucking go, Curran. Yeah. Do y'all think Mingo is Dynasty droppable? Just curious. Didn't know if anyone has.
I hear he's worth a third.
Wow, I've heard that same shit, Lippy. Kern's typing, so I think he's listening and typing. Kern, if you,
I wouldn't drop Mingo.
yeah, no, I'm not gonna drop him
for the same reasons that I'm not.
Well, his quarterback's
I don't want to say I'm not
get yards. So,
well, that's also a reason.
he's catching passes from the best young quarterback in the NFL. Of course, you're not going to drop him.
right.
Listen, I'm just saying, I can't understand playbooks. Reading playbooks doesn't make sense to me. They're complicated. I don't understand how you have so many different words for so few things. I can totally see how, as a raw, undeveloped wide receiver prospect, you might not succeed by stepping into the most dysfunctional room possibly in the last decade of the NFL. I don't think that last year's attempt at playing football can be used to judge anyone's actual football talent in Carolina. I'm not saying that Mingo's good. He did not look good, but I'm just saying he's not droppable. Like I would not drop.
No,
I wouldn't drop him.
I know.
I wouldn't give up a high third for him either, though, because if you are making me choose between him and Jermaine Burton, I'm fucking taking Burton every goddamn time.
Yeah, he's just a wait and hold. He's kind of an untradeable asset that you can't drop, which are the best card. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of am hoping that Bryce Young does well because I honestly just feel bad for Carolina. Like it just also totally off track. I think Jameson Williams at 10-11 is a great pick. Really think he could be something. Like is like a wide receiver 3 on a dynasty team like that. But yeah, I'm hoping Carolina figures it out. Kind of. Do you think that the coaching change is going to be? Do you buy into the idea of the leapfrogging from Seattle turning that around, Buccaneers turning that around? Here we come to the good old team of the Panthers are going to turn that around. I don't know, but it'll be interesting. I think there's hope. There's hope.
I had no idea he was in Seattle before Tampa Bay, and I don't know what the fuck he did in Tampa Bay to turn things around. So I have no idea.
He was good for Gino and had Gino have a good year, and good for Baker. Had Baker have a good year, and now it's Bryce Young's turn. So obviously,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, who knows? Let's see. Who are you pondering here? Is it a Justin Fields angle or the fabled Aaron
Oh, Jack is
Rodgers?
back.
No, I don't know, man. It's kind of every time I look any different way, I'm kind of grossed out by it, to be honest.
Hey, Eckler's a starter. Look at that. I mean,
Wait, Eckler's still on the board?
yeah,
Yeah, I do want another running back. I wasn't thinking Eckler, but
he was the RB2 in redraft last year, off the board anyway.
yeah.
Big difference.
It's got the breakaway speed of a riding lawnmower. I don't even know why is anyone drafting him in 2024?
ANF, seriously, are you picking for me?
Yeah.
Like, I turned my head to watch the Stars game, important right now, and I come back and I have Dallas Goedert and Tajay Spears.
I mean, you could
What
listen
the
to the
fuck
pod.
is going on?
You could listen to the pod. Lippy told me to.
You're welcome, Jack.
Lippy
Oh my
told me
God.
to do this. It wasn't my
Goddard and
idea.
Tajay. That is a phenomenal auto pick. I mean,
Jalen Warren. Nice.
couldn't ask for a better outcome.
Those picks
It's not an
Andy.
auto pick. It's not an auto pick. It's literally Jack is looking at the screen and then someone picks for him.
Yeah, I mean, you could roll it back when it goes live. Lippy started shouting at me, and then he had to go, but he made it very clear that he wanted me to pick those players for you, and that we had to speed up the draft. And now he's gone in a rage. So I don't know. I just made the picks at gunpoint. Okay, so you'll have to take that up.
I'm just happy Michael Penix wasn't on my team in the 9th round. Let's just be honest.
Well, I it's funny you mentioned that. That was a conversation piece for sure. But I know that
Stonks, what was the last thing you said?
he's busy at the ice machine. Chill.
The ice machine doesn't take that long. What was the last thing he said, ANF? I feel like it was something stupid.
It was, I don't know. It was about snow cones.
It wasn't. That was me.
No, I know. Jameson Williams though could be really solid. Could be really solid. Well, Curran should have got him for more goof stacks. Does he have a goof? Yeah, he's got the Laporta goof stack. What do you think about Jared Goff getting all that money, Andy? $220 million.
I think Jaron Goof deserves every penny of it, and the Lions will never win again. I don't know. I think the NFL has a reckoning coming in terms of you can't just keep paying these quarterbacks these ridiculous amounts. This may be I don't know.
Andy, I've never agreed with you more than any other time in your life. Impeccable take. Impeccable take.
Let's go.
Yeah.
The coalition is formed and armed.
Yeah.
But this is the worst example I can remember since Flacco of postseason success, quote unquote, in a contract year in the quarterback's prime being translated to just an inordinate number. This is not real. They're not going to be the Bills are a perfect example. Allen is all that, and they simply cannot continue to keep the talent necessary around him to be able to continue to compete. And the Lions, it's gonna get so bad while they're dealing with years 3, 4, and I think 5. Wasn't this a 5-year deal?
No,
was
it's
it
4.
It was 4
4
years, over
okay.
4 years.
Yeah, it's gonna be ugly.
Do we think it resets relatively soon? Is Goff the last one, or is it is this the last cycle? In terms of I don't see a world where T-Law and Tua are getting paid less than Goff. I don't see that happening, but I don't think they should be paid that highly.
No, not at all.
It just makes no sense. When is one quarterback going to be you know what? $35 million, if it's all guaranteed for the entire portion of the contract, is plenty of money. I would rather just win football games. Like, when is
I
that
don't
going to
even
just
think that's
happen?
it. I think it's literally just like the teams have to nut up and be like, go fucking find your free agent suitor, Tua. Like, you suck.
But he
You
would
can only
immediately.
play in certain
No,
climates,
they're
in
not going to
certain
do that
weathers.
though.
Like,
And he would immediately is the problem, dude.
Yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
would immediately.
Yep, instantly. It would take
Like
an
he would
afternoon.
get that
Okay, just-
contract in the first day of free
Hoot,
agency.
hoot. Just because
Who
your
would do
dumb
that?
team, just because your dumb team would hand this fucking fragile little like soup for brains boy a $215 million Make-A-Wish contract the first day of free agency does not a franchise quarterback make.
I agree with you, but you got like the incentives of everybody involved in the decision making process, maybe outside the owner, is you can't align yourself with that. I mean, what are you gonna do? You're Mike White's your starting quarterback. Like what? You
I would
go.
rather. I would
You pull the
way rather
Minnesota
have
thing. You
Mike
go all
White
in on
on the.
JJ McCarthy.
I would way rather have JJ McCarthy or Mike White than Derek Carr at his current contract.
I mean,
straight up, beyond contract. I would way rather have JJ McCarthy.
I mean,
I would way rather have Mike White on a contractual basis over Derek Carr's bloated ass fucking cap figure. Like,
but
it's just
do you
outrageous
think,
to me
do
that
you
like
think that all
years
of
of
the other
service,
teams in the
experience.
league are going to think that way too? No.
No, I don't. But like, I think at a certain point, they're going to see like these trends take time to develop, but like they're going to see like, oh yeah, I guess we don't have to theoretically like pay
Well, who's
top
going to do it?
dollar
Like
for.
the team that came the closest to doing it this year would have been the Broncos if like they'd actually gone with the Stidham route, but instead they drafted Nick. So like no one's actually doing it.
Yeah, who in the NFL could you point to and be like, see, those guys let the star quarterback walk and they're doing just fine?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that example exists
It's
anyway.
It almost would have been the Ravens. It almost would have been the Ravens with Snoop Huntley.
But instead, it's not.
And I'm not critical of that decision at all. But no, you're right. I mean, it just hasn't happened.
Because it not only does it take a front office to be ready and willing to tell their perceived franchise quarterback to pound sand. It also takes a quarterback willing to say, "I'm going to take less money and try and win." That is perhaps
No, hold on. It also the closest example of it is exactly who Andy mentioned, which is Derek Carr, where the Raiders did say, we're not going to pay Derek Carr this money. We don't want Derek Carr in here. We're going to get a cheaper quarterback option who knows our system, can operate it, and everybody involved in that got fired.
Yep.
Not Antonio Pierce, baby.
We're just saying that's what you just like. That's what you're advocating for, and I'm not saying that's one single example of it. So I understand the strategy you're advocating for. I think has more merit than that example. But like that's why it's not going to happen in the NFL because everyone's going to get fired
because
if it goes poorly, and then like what the fuck? Now they don't get to be GM anymore.
So then does it have more merit?
Yeah.
I'll kill you, Stonks.
Like if it's a good idea in theorem and the theorem is impossible to implicate, like in the real world, then it's not that good.
Did you not learn about the ideal gas law? I gotta stop shouting. Fuck you.
Oh, God. Yeah, I mean I don't know.
We're sitting here and like the reverse argument and an advocate of this is like every single quarterback should be comped what Patrick Mahomes is comped as. Like that's what we're sitting here watching happen, and then someone coming out and being like, that's a little crazy. They probably shouldn't do that. And now we're sitting here being like, well, you just gotta. Like that's absurd. If you word it that way, it's like, wow, this has a lot of merit to tell some quarterback who is 80% of the quarterback that Patrick Mahomes is, which probably makes you like a top 5, top 10 quarterback in the NFL. And be like, hey, will you please just take 80% of the money that he makes and we can build a successful team around you? And if you want like a friendly deal or you want a shorter term deal, fine, we'll figure it out. But like as a team, that just seems so much more logical to do instead of being like, you know what, we're going to lock up this guy who is clearly not Patrick Mahomes, clearly doesn't have the upside to do it, and we're going to pay him what Patrick Mahomes is paid. That or Kansas City has the best deal in the history of deals ever.
They do.
That's the point, right?
Deal in the history of deals because their agent was trying to make a comeback and convinced his client to take an insane fucking deal that makes no sense.
Look at all three of the sports law guys fucking jumping in and jumping down Jack's throat immediately.
I mean, I think from the team perspective and from the Mahomes perspective, it's turned out to be pretty darn smart. Like Mahomes did get the big deal and has left the team enough money to go build, a quote unquote winning roster. I think the strategy on the team side now is to just get there as soon as you possibly can, and then in 3 years, your shitty deal is going to look a lot better because all these other guys are signing.
Exactly, and that's the other point I was going to make. The team that right now, this offseason, is saying, no, we're not going to pay this amount of money to keep somebody going. Like, you're not that level, so we want, or at least it seems to be, is the fucking Dallas Cowboys, who are now going to pay, instead of just doing the market deal every offseason, hemming and hawing about, well, is Dak really worth this? And so just doing the market deal 2 years ago is backing themselves into the highest cap hit in the history of the NFL because they don't want to re-sign their clearly worth it quarterback, not because he is a top 3 quarterback, but because what else are you going to do? Again, like, why are you sitting here putting $60 million cap hit and not having a real functional chance of getting better and winning a weak NFC, as opposed to, well, he's probably not worth the $55 million contract we have to sign him to, so therefore we want to sign him for 50 or 48. Like, why? Like, why hamstrung your team like that? Why go through that process if that's this is the chance you have to do this? Like, again, in a world where we can do 100 fantasy versions of this a day, sure, but like if this is the one chance you have, why risk that when you could just put a better team around a guy is good enough, even if he's not that level of great, and you're overpaying, which I think we all agree you're overpaying most of those guys.
I think the argument is that, like, even though, like, why not just try and put a team that's good enough, is like you're actively taking a low odds of success outcome and just accepting it rather than being like, okay, what has a chance of working, or what could we like sell has a chance of working? Like, what if we were able to get, like, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I feel like you could get, 3 or 4 elite players at, pretty good deals and replace your quarterback with, Baker Mayfield-esque, right? $30-ish million a year is what he's on. Like, I would rather have Baker Mayfield than...
Would you rather have Baker Mayfield and either one of Carolina's guards from this offseason, or the name your $55 million quarterback? I mean, I just rather have the jump from Baker Mayfield to the dudes who are hitting that level is worth a guard. I mean, I don't know. I see why teams talk themselves into it, because you end up in this exact situation where you're like, well, fuck it, we can get 80% of Marcus Hunt's value in the guard who cost $3 million. And like, okay, we spent the same amount of resources they spent, and we've got the quarterback who it gives you just that fraction of a chance better to win.
And I mean, like, the stickiest correlation to a winning team is just having a good quarterback. I mean, we've seen like 4 teams in the last 20 years who built some, insane all-star roster around a shitty quarterback, around like a Trent Dilfer or Nick Foles or whatever, and it just looks impossible to do. You have to hit on you have to be right so many times in a row to build that type of team, even if you have the money. And instead, you could just say, well, do I have an 80% chance of hitting on a good quarterback, or do I have an 80% chance multiplied over 4 consecutive decisions to try and get an all-star defensive lineman, an all-star wide receiver, an all-star cornerback? I just think it's a lot easier to say, quarterbacks make winning rosters, we should just be paying the quarterback.
Do you think that the Bills are a winning roster right now?
Objectively.
Like AFC winning roster.
The Bills are gonna fucking suck.
Well,
I
no,
don't know if
right?
they're gonna fucking
There's
suck.
no way they could suck. There's just no way.
That's ridiculous.
They're not gonna be good.
They're not gonna be. I think the Bills will struggle to make the playoffs this year.
But what does struggle mean? Like what give me what's their record?
The AFC
10 wins is a good. It's a good
8 wins.
outcome. No, I said 10. 10 is good for them.
Yeah, I think
10 is good for everyone. Like that's an objective.
No. For Tennessee, that's bad.
Oh my god.
If you're the GM and the owner comes to you and is like, "Hey, we need to win 11 games this season," and you have $300 million, just go build me a team. You're going to start with Josh Allen, even if your idea is to say, "Oh, let me just build the Legion of Boom and I'll figure out the rest."
I'm going to go ahead and actually say I don't think that the Bills do make the playoffs this year.
Oof, spicy.
The AFC is so fucking stacked. It is the fucking Thunderdome, baby. Like, you have the entirety of the AFC North being a fucking problem. You have, I mean, if there is a division, like, to make fun of, it's ours in the AFC South.
Right. Yours has a predetermined winner in Houston, and then, like, 3 other 7 and 9, 7 and 10 teams.
I think that, and I actually don't ever really know what Andy thinks about the Titans, but I'm going to say this. I think the Bills are a worse team than the Jags. Straight up. I just do. I think the Jags are going to be pretty fucking good this year. I think they're going to be a good team.
But like, where can you point to on that Jags roster that makes you comfortable saying that?
Yeah, I love that you picked the Jags. Like, I think the almost like what part of the Jags roster is a more intriguing thing?
I think he's talking about the softball team played by the Jags, the Jaguar dealership down the road from them.
1990s
I don't think
military.
you're wrong. Like, I think there's a chance. I think there's good chances the Jags finish as a better team. I think they're a good team. I'm just like, no part of that roster is like objectively a lot better than the counterpart of the Bills roster, and the Bills quarterback is better.
Their pass catchers are much better. I think their running backs are better. I think their defense is better. I think T-Law isn't a scrub. What do you mean? I think I don't think T-Law's better than Josh Allen, but I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. I think Kincaid is really solid. I like Keon Coleman, but I mean, the Jags have awesome pass catching options, and I think
do they?
I think they do. Yeah, I do. I think Brian Thomas is a fucking dog. I think that Christian Kirk fucking scares me, and nobody talks about him because he's not a sexy fantasy player. I think he's really solid.
He's sturdy. I mean,
I think Evan Ingram's a fine enough tight end, and on a day in day out basis, do I think he's that much different in terms of what he brings to the table than Kincaid? No, not at all. I think they're probably pretty comparable. But who's the more sexy fantasy pick? So they're going to talk about fucking Kincaid. I think, yeah,
and that's the dumbest fucking thing you've ever said.
Yeah,
I'm going back on.
You like Tajay Spears this year, so whatever.
ANF, are you saying the Bills aren't making the playoffs this year?
No, definitively I'm saying that. I think I have no idea what the fucking Jets are going to do in their division. I have zero clue what's going to happen there, but I think they are like a wild card in the true sense. I don't know what's going to happen there, but it's boom or bust for sure. Kind of a last ride with whatever that amalgamation of pieces is. And then you've got, obviously the Chiefs in the West. You have what I think will be a very good, if not, maybe a tiny bit of growing pains, but a competitive Chargers team in the West. The fucking AFC is stacked, but the Bills aren't making it. Enough said. Anyway, wow. That's where we ended up, but that's not really where we started. But fuck the Bills, they're done.
What team that finished last in their division last year is most likely to make the playoffs? Because there's always one.
Did the Chargers finish last in the West?
Yeah, the Chargers, Bengals, and Bears did. All three of those.
The Bengals will be
Steelers.
good. The Bengals finished
Steelers.
below the Steelers. Steelers made the playoffs.
It was
They
the
did?
Bengals. Yeah, Bengals
Oh,
were a
man.
game behind the Steelers.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee titties.
Cap. That is so cap.
Yeah,
That's
well, no one's picking
go,
Titans to
Hoot.
the playoffs.
No.
Titty
No,
city
no,
titties.
No, they fucking blow ass. They're gonna be terrible for decades.
Wait, but really, who is stopping this offense? Nuke, Ridley, Tajay Pollard.
I mean, it
Boy,
pains me to say Stigley is going to get cooked by DeAndre Hopkins, but that's the only person that'll cook Stigley this year.
That was my Madden 2013 fantasy draft team.
Did you or did you not kick ass, Stonks?
Super Bowls, baby. Super Bowl. I don't have enough fingers.
I can't believe I just had to go to the mat for the fucking Jags, but I just straight up think that's true. I think they're a better team than the Bills. Fuck it.
I don't think the Bills are going to be great. I don't think they're going to be terrible. But my point is the standard should not be, hey, fucking, you're given $300 million to play with. Like, how do you build your team? You start with Josh Allen and you pray that everything else works. Like, I'm not disagreeing that's how it works. I'm just saying, like, you shouldn't be held to that standard when you're the Blake Martin GM of the Lions, fucking starting from scratch with Jared Goff, paying him Josh Allen money. That's not gonna get you the same results as starting with Josh Allen and filling in the rest with Flotsam. That's gonna get you fucking 7-9. Wait, 7-10? Yeah. Oh damn, 7-10. I just don't think. I think Jack is right. I think at a certain point, teams are going to look at themselves in the mirror and be like, "Damn, we are paying top of the market money to win 7, 8, 9 games," and they're going to be like, "Fuck this, we're done." Even though it's sticky to fucking have a good quarterback being correlated to having a good team, sometimes you got to look yourself in the mirror and be like, "This guy is like a barely good quarterback because he's at best top 15 and we can't pay him like he's top 3. That doesn't make sense. That's not how the world works."
Andy, but it feels like you're misjudging that a lot of franchises are just happy being there and having a chance to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody wants to win.
Right, but I think what you're going to see with Buffalo right now is that they barely have a chance to make the playoffs. Like I think the parity in the AFC East is going to be tight. I don't like. I'm with you that like a lot of people undersell the just being in the fight. Like that's huge. But like you're not in the fight if you miss the playoffs. Just by definition, you're not in the fight. So like I don't know. I think you're going to see some teams paying quarterbacks miss the playoffs, and
As
people are going
someone
to
who's a Bulls fan, and we're about to pay DeMar DeRozan $40 million a year for the next 3 years, just to go 39-44 or whatever the hell we're going to go, 43, and make the play-in and then lose every year. It's a terrible life to live. But it's what Jerry Reinsdorf and the owners like, and we're just stuck in this world of mediocrity.
NBA is a totally
not that that's the
different world.
Bulls, or Bills, but still.
Yeah. Kern says in chat, "I hate my team."
We hate you too, Kern.
Kern, your team fucking sucks. He really got baited with that Bo Nix pick and didn't recover.
Guys, I can't be the only one left off mute with ANF. I'll just fucking start screaming about CJ Stroud not being that good.
Why would you say that? Why would you say that?
Well, the real question, Andy, is what are we going to do when NCAA comes out? Is everyone going to join the online franchise with Golly and I? I mean,
please God, can we get an online franchise? I'm so in.
I want the biggest online franchise possible. Wow.
First, I just want to reprimand everyone who just chimed in for not addressing you as Mr. Champion. But yes, we would happily join, Mr. Champion.
Wow. And thank you, Danny DeCito.
Did you see that FBA trade he sent you, Andy?
What did he send me?
It's pretty good.
I have no
And
doubt.
We,
the best part is when I spam FBA trades, I got 3 co-managers that just get notified with every trade that I send, and they
No.
have no say in it. It's hilarious.
no, we silently watch
That's
and
my
cheer.
that's my Apex 7 life with Tate. Except he actually sends reasonable offers, which I detest, but whatever.
Andy, I don't know if you recall though, but you gave me Joe Mixon, which was the reason I won it all last year. So we do appreciate that.
You won it all for a variety of reasons last year. I don't think Joe Mixon was the. Am I misremembering?
No, it was Joe Mixon and CJ Stroud. You're right.
I'm being serious. I don't think Joe Mixon did shit for you.
Nah, he did. He did absolutely nothing.
Okay. I was like, wait, did he have because he had that 50-point week at some point, either last year or the year before. I was like, wait, hang on.
That was sadly before he came on board.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, it's
what
in one of the most large upsets of all time. That trade may prove to be more beneficial to you this year than in the year where you won the championship.
Joe Mixon was the RB6 last year.
Yeah, he had a really good season.
What?
Yeah,
he was actually RB4 before. Wow. I'm like Damian Harris.
He probably had the tightest distribution of weekly scores of anyone last year.
Let's see here.
Because I think he had the number of spike weeks that he had, it couldn't have been more than 3. And every other week was between 6 to 12.
He had 2 spike weeks and one was week 18, so that doesn't really count.
Yeah. He really did not score fewer than 6 fantasy points last year, I don't think, in half PPR.
Well, let's see here. Oh, new nickname. Okay. So, oh wow, champ. Okay, let's see here. Last 2 picks. You saw Justin Fields is not content with just sitting on the bench this year. He's playing like he's going to start. Good for him. Good for him. I'm sure.
I mean, the Steelers' schedule says he's definitely going to get some playing time.
Yeah, you know what? We're going to take a rest here. We think he can still cook. And last to close out the draft.
Wait, if you're taking shots on Justin Fields, I'll have you know in Apex, it's point per carry.
Wow.
Points per carry.
Yeah. So
that's a unique league. I really think that they need to implement your points per previous year scored. I really think that could turn into something.
Points per what?
Yeah, it was like what you were talking about with Jefferson and Jamar Chase, earlier, talking about getting points for years previously performed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, wait, while I have you both, I do want to explore the realm of, because I'm going to win Apex this year, so I'll be making the rule change. I just want to know what latitude I have, because I really want to make
that's all up to Lippy. That's Lippy's department.
Yeah, just what are your ideas? Sir?
Yeah, I know, but I know you're his consigliere, so yeah, I want, when I win, I want to make interceptions not -1, not -2, not -4 like some crazy leagues have. I want to make them +10.
That would be allowable.
Why would you use your Emperor power in the Apex Empire League to make interceptions +10 per pick?
because it would be so much fun.
Imagine your opponent's QB throws 4 picks and gets benched, and you fucking lose because of it.
There would be no end to a fantasy matchup until the final bell. There would always be a chance.
Just the 10-point swing.
You're up 9.5, and the opposing team's quarterback is playing Monday Night Football, driving the field. Are you kidding me? That's electric.
That's the best rule I've ever heard.
Thank you, Jack. Finally, a sane person in the chat.
Oh, I was bummed that
That's going to drive Bryce Young's value out of this world.
I may also have Bryce in that league. That may be the reason.
I think I just missed playoffs. Like, I was the last person looking in at that league. I made some trade with Tate, and it didn't work out, which was sad. But all right, real quick, at this draft, anyone want to take a look and give their favorite and least favorite picks? I really like doing those.
I know my favorite already. It's a pretty easy pick here.
What's your favorite?
Easily, it's going to be J.J. McCarthy there in the 6th round.
Wow. 6.4 by Team 9. Wow, he doubled up on Drake May and JJ. Look at that. With Robe, what a team. Kind of an interesting
Jaden Reed in the 7th round.
Least favorite's probably Kyron at 311.
Yeah. I don't think Bot
Just
is
feels too
currently
early.
up to date. Yeah.
Well,
I'm so sad
hang
about
on.
Kyron.
If that's your least favorite pick, I feel like we need to at least discuss that.
Well, it just feels like a waste of a 3rd round pick.
Okay, but where did Blake Corum go? He went in the 10th? I mean, this guy could have taken him in the 10th, but instead he chose... I mean, Keenan Allen's hard to say no to, but... I mean,
I think it's more
if
just
you
a
treat
question
that
of-
as an extension of the Kyron pick, like you treat the Corum late round draft capital as a sunk cost of Kyron high, I don't hate that.
But my problem is,
just taking him naked.
Stafford and that offense as a whole. How much do you believe in it past this year, or even after week 8?
Yeah, not after this year. Yeah,
and it's just what's going to happen. And you have a running back without big draft capital, who's
I'm totally with you, but I also am. I'm making an effort to be more short-sighted in Dynasty.
You're trying to embrace redraft? Or
yeah,
redraft mindset?
I mean,
a win now
I'm
mindset?
trying to. I hate the Dynasty nerds, but they do say 3-year window, which I do think makes some sense in moderation.
You're no longer about the decade window. You're getting smaller windows.
I'm getting smaller windows.
He just likes the last 3 years of their college production. That's the window that he's really honed in on.
Specifically with Dallas Goedert. Yeah.
Right.
What the fuck are you even referencing, Stonks? You're just gonna laugh and go on mute, you fucking coward.
A&F got it. I don't know what you want from me. You're the one who keeps bringing up everyone's past production. That's it's been like a pretty consistent callback.
I've got to go look at fucking Patrick.
You said last 3 years of college production.
Right.
Yeah. That's what you seem interested in.
That's what you said about Dallas
Goedert. Yeah. It's all about Dallas Goedert.
You got that from me saying watch Dallas Goedert's highlight tape?
In college. Yeah.
In college. His college film. Yeah.
So highlights are now production. 3 years of production are baked into a highlight reel, a single highlight. That explains a lot.
Generally,
you think that?
How on earth is anything Dallas Goedert did in fucking college relevant at all? Just.
No. You didn't let me finish. I was gonna say, watch Dallas Goedert's college highlight reel, and then watch Dalton Kincaid's.
What?
Goddard is better. Goddard is better than Kincaid. I just
my
you were
God.
sitting there saying Goddard's not that good. I'm not that. He's the fourth or fifth target, therefore he's bad. Yeah, you can be the fourth target in offense and still be good. He's really good. He just fucking is getting cucked by a Heisman winner and the best wide receiver who's ever walked the earth. Sorry about it.
Tank Dell's not on his team, so I have no idea.
Didn't
also
Chris
AJ
Watkins go
Brown.
somewhere else?
Yeah, I don't know. So about I know we spent some time on the Goddard stuff. I guess no, fuck it. I don't give a fuck. I would still pick Schultz there. Go fucking team. I don't care. I like the idea instead of taking Senate at like 13-2. Just seems better. But it doesn't make me like the Goddard pick more. It just makes me think, yeah, I just could have punched and waited longer. And I would have done the same thing in the tight end premium because I don't care about that. Who's my least favorite and favorite pick?
I know who your least favorite pick is.
Who do you think it is?
Deshaun.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's that. I have no idea why anyone would draft him. Certainly,
You could trade him for JSN. That's like the whole goal.
I mean, so I wasn't gonna say that, but that's just so stupid to me. I have no idea what could possibly possess anyone to think, well, I mean, it could really turn around. I don't. I'm yuck. To be
Could
fair,
you
though,
imagine how insulted you'd be if someone offered you while you were on the clock at 6.3 a third rounder to move down to 8.11?
He did somehow end up with the Watson Cooper stack, and if you're gonna do it, I guess that's how you do. You just make a bet on. But why would you? But why? Why?
Right. Like, especially, at cost, there's no reason to at all.
Yeah. I just, ugh.
I'm not gonna question the logic of the guy that decided that he was gonna stick with JO running backs / JK. I think that guy is a man of principle, regardless of logic, and I respect that.
I really don't like Kern's team. Not just to pile on. He's already said he doesn't like it. I think that team's pretty bad.
Oh my God, Brian Thomas?
That's a beautiful first round pick, though, by Kern. I will say. I think the Laporta pick is bad. I don't like that. Not because I think Laporta is bad. Just for the record, I think Laporta's awesome. I think he's great. I think 3-3 is too early. So.
I just after this, there are so many tight ends that are draftable in a dynasty format. I've always been super high on Sam Laporta, but in a startup, I'd be so happy waiting until the 8th round to get Evan Ingram or Jake Ferguson, and I'd be totally fine with that as opposed to drafting Laporta in the 3rd.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, Kern's team really fucking blows.
Add me to the list of people who hate their team too. I'd love it in redraft, but yeah, I'd hate this in a dynasty.
But you'll probably win the league this year. Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping it was possible to split the egg a little bit more, in the later rounds. It just doesn't. I don't know. It gets gross.
Yeah, but that is a kind of a nasty team, King Hoot. I apologize, but I mean that's pretty gross to look at.
It's hard.
You keep going and it starts getting real.
It's dicey.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't pick any bad players, Briard. I mean,
yeah, that starting roster is pretty filthy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm going for a championship this year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in the same. I'm gonna either win or lose, and I'm gonna spend the next 5 years rebuilding my team.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, championships are forever. So,
yeah.
Let's see.
I just want to say Kern's team hilariously looks like a guy who took Bryce and like sucked so bad that he rage quit. And somebody came in and like took over the orphan and said, "All right, we're moving all the assets into Stroud and Puka, and everything else be damned. DJ Moore is a holdover. Jared Goff's a holdover. They drafted Brian Thomas because they're stupid, and Bo Nix
So
because
do you
they're
not
also
like Brian
stupid.
Thomas? Are you for real on that?
Donks.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Andy's trying to figure out how to hedge the discussion we just had like a week ago. I'm super low on Brian Thomas personally.
Really? That's so sad.
I just, I think Denzel Mims. I mean, Brian Thomas is,
Oh my
it's
goodness.
just sort of a 2-route merchant, and he's the big, and he's the fastest to ever do it. But Martavis Bryant. Sorry, I mean Brian Thomas.
Wow.
Is it's just sort of like they clearly drafted him in Jacksonville because Trevor had so many bombs just get dropped, and they were just like, okay, that's never going to happen ever again, so we're going to get this guy. And I just don't think he does really anything else very well.
Well, I mean, I guess we'll see.
I do think there's merit to what Kyle's saying, but I also don't think that there's I'm
gonna make that sound by my text notification.
I will surgically change my voice. Deny. But I think I was about to say something, and then halfway through thinking it, I realized that it could also have been equally applied to QJ last year coming out.
QJ, I mean Brian Thomas.
I just think that QJ demonstrated more like concerns about translating. I think Brian Thomas is like he's got a skill set that will translate. Like I'm not.
He's got an athletic profile that will translate. I completely agree there. That if he can figure it out, he will be very good. But I think that's just like you're absolutely projecting at that point.
Yeah, and like I still don't know what happened with Denzel. I still don't know what happened with Denzel.
I love Denzel Mims. I love all those guys. It's just like we've seen it so consistently not work. Especially now with the way defenses are playing these sort of just like pure Z like flanker speed guys. It's just like it's hard to see like certainly an immediate route to success, but a route to success in general.
Yeah, I just the thing with Thomas is just there's not really a good way to. I mean, the fucking guy scored 17 touchdowns opposite Malik Neighbors. How the fuck does that happen? Like that's that's something. I don't really like. I'm not going super high level analysis here, but like at a certain point, you gotta say, damn, like the dude fucking
motherfucker's getting work done.
Yeah. And like he's from Walker, Louisiana, like he's a basketball player. I don't know. I see a skill set there that translates more easily than some of the other freak athletes that I don't know. I think he's gonna work out, but I could totally see a world where he's just a fucking hit or miss 3 catch a week, 20 yard per target kind of guy. I don't know.
The spectrum of his career is literally like Randy Moss or MVS. Like there's just like he has the broadest range of outcomes of any player just based purely on just being such a freak.
Yeah.
We want to talk about how he was such a freak that he needed Kayshon Boutte to leave to get playing time.
Listen, I was driving the Boutte train, so don't even. I'm right there with you. My 4th round pick everywhere last year.
Kyle's still driving the Boutte train. You won't
That's
hear
right,
about
baby. It's more of a visual medium than a podcast format, but I'm happy to break it down for y'all.
So a pick I'm curious about. I'm not calling this the worst pick of the draft by any means because I don't think it's a contender for it. Um, really, I mean, the more I think about it, the only pick I really just truly despise is the Deshaun pick. Is Kamara. I don't know what to where to evaluate him at all. Whether it's redraft or dynasty, whether it's startup or like a trade target. I have no idea what to think about Kamara. I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. I think if I were to have him, I would just hold him, and I don't think nothing inspires me to trade for him because I have zero confidence one way or the other. I don't know. So I'm curious about Louisianaites might having a better idea or at least a strong take one way or the other of what to do with that fella.
I mean, I think there's just sort of like a guaranteed floor of production for a little while, and like
Well, so
in full
that's
transparency, I just needed a running back. Like I was just like, oh, I need
no.
someone.
I'm not shitting on the pick at all. But I don't even know what when you say a guaranteed floor for a little while. I don't know what that means in terms of a little while. I don't have any idea what this organization's going to do.
Right.
I just don't know. I don't know.
I think it's the last year of his contract too, isn't it?
It's not the last year, but next year it balloons and it's not guaranteed.
Right.
So, yeah,
So it's the last year.
It is the last year. I think there's a very good chance he's not on the roster after this season. But I do think, to Kyle's point, that there's like a built-in 60, 70. Like there's a bunch of targets. There's a lot of there's a good PPR back floor that he's going to hit, and you're going to be confident you've got a back you can count week in, week out. Like next season, is he part of a timeshare in a new city, or is he the second back? Like, are you getting a lot of longevity out of that? Maybe not, but I don't think he's going away. I don't think he's going away anytime soon. I just don't know if he's not getting the targets, which I think he's guaranteed for us. But if he's not getting the targets,
okay,
where does he go?
Yeah.
Also, I do want to say I'm a little late to this, but the only reason that Kyle was a big Booty fan is because he was his bookie. So you just want to make sure you got him up to date.
Just said that, yeah. The guy was good. He knew what he was doing.
I think Kamara blows.
I don't think there's literally ever a point in his career where you could point to and be like, "Yep, this guy stinks."
Last year,
he was running back 11 in PPR last year.
Yeah, because Derek
on
Carr
13 games played,
11 catches down his throat.
Well, buddy, I hate to break it to you, but Derek Carr is still there.
That is true.
Not for long.
He is still there.
Not for long. He's not.
I think the offense is so set up for just like the classic like Madden 2004, like 4 verts and then just dump it off to the running back and let him go. Like that's just like that's what they're building over there. It's just
don't they have a new off? Don't they have the Clint Kubiak kid in?
Yeah, we're running Minnesota's offense from like 3-4 years ago,
right?
Which will get plenty of targets.
What is that?
No, it's not good. It's not about what the offense is. It's about Derek Carr not liking pressure and knowing Kamara's
there. And having nothing but vertical threats on the outside.
Who's y'all's tight end?
Literally
Juwan Johnson.
Some combination of Juwan Johnson, Taysom Hill, and
allegedly it's Juwan Johnson.
Taysom Hill's playing fullback, dog.
Taysom Hill's playing whatever Taysom wants to play.
No, they literally had him in fullback to start
Johnson today.
I love it.
Oh, his kid's party. Is it gonna be good?
It's interesting.
Oh, that's nice.
But I appreciate the insight about Kamara. I have no more conviction than I did before about trading.
Yeah, so. I mean, I took him at 8 and didn't have conviction doing it. So.
Yeah, but I'm not even shitting on the pick at 8-7. It's just like I wouldn't know what to do.
He was in a weird spot in redraft last year because of like the suspension and stuff, and I think I don't think he's any there's like less clarity this offseason for some reason.
I will say
like it was such a crapshoot on him last year, and it's worse this year.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at it though, I would rather have him than I would. I'd rather have him than Monty.
We love bug outs.
And I'd rather have him than Pollard. I have Aaron Jones on Fuckfest, so obviously I'd rather have Aaron Jones. So other than Aaron Jones, I think he probably went at the right spot.
Yeah, in the running back discussion,
Yeah.
I think he
Yeah.
did. I could see the Aaron Jones
Mhm.
decision over him, but yeah,
Yeah.
I was looking down the barrel of like, okay, I don't have any running backs, and he's
Yeah,
there.
I think that's a fine call. And then Mostert at 12-7, you just picked two running backs that are probably going to have good single seasons. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Hey, do y'all want to take a quick guess as to Kamara's yardage and catch numbers
I'll take a guess that you're about to
last year?
sell us.
Yeah,
I'll tell
enlighten
you
us.
how many catches he got, and you tell
Okay.
me how many yards you think he got.
Okay.
Okay, he had 75 catches. How many receiving yards do you think he had?
500 to 600.
370.
Jack from the top rope. It was 466.
Okay, that's whatever.
That's 6.2 yards per catch. I don't know if there's anyone who's ever had a lower yards per catch.
I mean, that's
Like,
what
that's
are we doing
75
here with
plus
with
catches.
this hyperbole?
At 75 plus catches?
I mean, I'm looking at Aaron Jones had a worse yards per catch.
At 75 catches?
I mean, okay, so we're talking about guys historically who are really good at catching balls that just didn't get a lot of yards. Like that's
Yes, I'm saying this is probably one of the weirdest seasons in NFL history.
What was Ramondre had that year where he had like 80 something? What was that? Yeah, there we go. Ramondre had a worse year. Ramondre caught 69 in 2022 for 4.7 yards per catch.
It's awful. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so we've already discussed how great the Ramondre profile is. So I'm happy. I'm vindicated. In fact, now.
Oh no! The year before Le'Veon skipped out, he had 85 catches for 655.
That's what I'm talking about. See, it's pretty common for guys like
Guys like
I feel like that's just a pure product of the offense. It's just guys who are the dump off. They're not really receiving threats. They're just sort of the dump off guy, and that's what this was for all those guys every single time.
Yeah.
Well, I'm for one, I'm actually glad, Andy, that you got me fired up about my hatred of Deshaun Watson again, because I've been like scouring this board trying to find a pick that I like less, and I can't. So, what an awful pick, terrible.
Kevin tilted. Oh, Nick doesn't work.
Saquon in the third makes me nauseous.
Well, no, I mean I would rather have Saquon in the third than Deshaun in the eighth. Even if, yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
And I would rather have Bo Nix at 9-3 than Deshaun at 8-11 for sure. I would rather have Bo Nix than Deshaun Watson. So, yeah, wow, what? God, I don't know what the Browns should have done, but it was so many other things. What do you do if you're the Browns? Is moving on ever an option? Like in these past, like this offseason, was it a possibility? If anyone is a GM, if any current NFL GM is in the chair, do you think they have the gumption to try and add another quarterback? But also, curious what y'all think. I don't know where he went. Does Jerry Jeudy get any fantasy love this year as a result of the trade to Cleveland? Where did he go in this draft? He went at 12-1. So ADP says no. Anyone interested in Jerry Jeudy this year / any year?
I mean, I'm interested at 12. Like, I guess I think it's just you're taking a lottery ticket of like, okay, if he gets, I don't know, what's a good season? Like, in your opinion, what's a good season for Jerry Jeudy this year? What would you be like? Oh, wow, he had a good year.
Better than wide receiver 35.
Yeah,
1,000 yards.
1,000 yards.
Six
Yeah, I mean,
touchdowns.
yeah. I don't know if 1,000 yards is. Has he ever done that in his career?
No, I think so.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
He's been on pace, and then he got hurt his second year.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a fan of the talent for sure. I'm in a similar boat with Deshaun, where it's just like, I don't know.
I
He's
don't know
getting
if
the
I am
ball
a fan of
still.
the talent anymore.
There was a lot.
Every
I mean, all the nerds last year were hyping up the separation numbers, and I trust those guys.
Wait, last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, before
Really?
before the season last year.
Interesting. I ever since Steve Smith jagged him, I haven't been able to see past that.
Never
What's his
recovered.
best? Has he ever had a what was that stretch? I'm trying to find his play card. Like, what's his best stretch?
Well, I thought it was his second year, but his second year he played 10 games and did 38 catches for 467 yards. So never mind. His rookie year, he had 52 catches for 856 yards, which I think is what kind of like set the table for people being hyped. But his third year,
He almost hit 1,000 yards.
67 for 972.
Yeah, I think the third year was probably people thinking like that's when the breakout comes, and then he just sort of
last year happened.
I mean, even then, he didn't really have a good stretch in that.
No,
period.
the end of
it was so average.
The end of his third year, I think, is a good stretch. That's what it looks like it to me. Like the end of his third year, he goes 4 games and he's got wide receiver 1, wide receiver 34, wide receiver 15, wide receiver 48, wide receiver 3. So he's a volatile, but he's got 3 good finishes and 2. Yeah, like that's.
Yeah,
if you look through his history, that's his best stretch. I don't know.
That's classic. That's
ever
classic Anthony Miller syndrome.
Yeah,
Evaluating
that's the best you've
weeks
ever
14 to
done
18
in the NFL.
Good name.
What am I? I don't know.
Yeah, you fucking turned me off of him, Kyle. I still believed in him, and then you pointed out that his best stretch was weeks 14 to 18 or 13 to 17, and he was converting 45% of his targets into catches. And I was forced to confront some cold, hard truths about myself and the University of Memphis. Did I call you? Who's Kyle?
Yeah, I don't know. Who's that?
Who is Kyle?
There are no Kyles here.
Look at me?
I'm a few beers deep. Sorry, guys.
That's
Sorry,
okay.
stonks.
So
dead name to me. That's crazy.
I have on record.
Fucking piece of shit. You can't say that.
Andy's Super Bowl lock-in pick from the last pod.
Wait. Can I guess my Super Bowl lock-in pick?
You don't remember?
Why would I remember that?
Oh, I have no idea. I thought you had
that was like a
some
week
gumption.
ago.
Yeah. I have no idea.
I'm gonna say
who you picked.
I'm gonna say it was Ravens Eagles. With the Eagles winning.
I mean, maybe. I guess I'll have to go back and watch. I actually don't remember what you picked.
Oh wait, what the fuck were you about to say?
I was going to ask for these two gentlemen's picks. I wasn't going to ask for yours again. I mean, I guess. Yeah, sure. Do you want to make a new one, or is it?
No, it's Ravens Eagles. It's the same as it was last time. I think.
So you just want to resubmit ballot stuff. Okay. Well, that's great. We have Andy's Super Bowl pick. Y'all want to submit one for a May 23rd submission of who's going to be in the Super Bowl and who's winning it?
Yeah, I'm 100%. Not to stop that, but I do want to talk before we get out of here about the Houston wide receivers because I do think it's really intriguing to have 3. They're all going within just about a round of each other.
You have
and I find that very interesting from it's in a place where you're picking a wide receiver 2. And there's no way that all 3 of them are wide receiver 2 level.
Hey, don't say that.
I mean, that's just very unlikely to me that you get that 3 of them produce wide receiver 2 seasons for more than multiple wide receiver 2 seasons over the next couple of years. So
it's unlikely to the subject of math, Briar, not just Steven.
So yeah, I guess I'd love to talk like hear from the group and just I don't know like I'm on record from earlier in the thing like I think Nico's the one that if I'm picking one of these three right now for the next 5 years I think I'm picking I did pick Nico here so obviously that's how I feel right now but that's where I think I'm at but
there,
someone talking to Tank Dell someone talking to Stephon Diggs like what are y'all thinking?
yeah. So the answer is Tank Dell, and it always has been. Um, Tank Dell is Tank Dell is fucking, and it's this is not to it's not to shit on Nico because I'd like to go on record. I appreciate Nico Collins. You know, he was with the team with arguably some of the worst times that the franchise has seen. I mean, he was here when it was just a real clusterfuck, and he has served honorably and truthfully, and has been a great receiver for us, and finally has a quarterback that can let his skills be shown. I think Nico's talented. I think he's going to get an awesome second contract. I don't know if that's with us. Um, I our Lord Casario works in mysterious ways, and I have begun to expect the unexpectable. And I have no idea what he'll do. So I don't know what if Nico ends up with. Uh, I don't know if Nico's going to stay with Houston. I don't think Diggs is on the team next year.
I
Uh,
mean, they've basically like said that, right? They've sort of released his
Yeah, I mean
like contingency that he
it's
has in his
possible
contract.
after this year we like sign him for another 2 years or do
Yeah.
something like that. Like it's not like he's gone. It's that I don't think he will be back. But that's not like a. I mean, I would say there's still like a 35% chance that he's back with the team next year. I just don't think it's the likely outcome. Who I do know is going to be with the team for a while is Tank Dell. And a lot's being made of like, oh well, we have no idea what like it'll look like because Sloak will be gone next year. Texans will look completely different on offense. I just like again, a lot of what I say is not factually driven here, but I am almost certain that any offense the Texans bring in is going to involve a lot of passes from C.J. Stroud to Tank Dell. I actually think Tank Dell is going to lead the Texans in targets this year. I'll just say that right now. Not all of them are going to be as valuable as some of the shots that Nico and Diggs get, but I think he's going to get more of them, and I think a lot of them are still going to be very highly valuable targets. So that's where I am, King Hoot. I think Nico's awesome, but his future is less certain. Yeah, I also have a lot of weird fan conspiracies, so uh, Tank Dell's the one
No,
I want. Yeah.
no, I appreciate that. That was an excellent case for Tank Dell. I am as a Tank Dell owner across multiple leagues. I am very hopeful that is how that turns out.
Mm-hmm.
It's a what a 4 week sample
Mm-hmm.
with a lot of touchdowns. So
Mm-hmm. Big time.
that's
Yeah. And we've already seen that he is. I don't know if everyone knows this. He's a smaller fellow and he's somewhat
yeah.
frail. So
I'm really
that's a legitimate concern.
I'm really interested in the fact that like again I know that we've seen them signal that they're I just the whole Stephon Diggs thing is so I don't know I don't know if I get it like you said in the GM you trust but like I don't know. Why do it if you don't want the set contract for these next couple of years? Like, why do it and then we'll basically let him out of it for 1 year? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
I think for a couple of reasons. One, it gives the team the ability to bring him back if we want and just say adios. Uh, I don't know how much this like comes into play, but like there's been like a complete purge of people that are like there was like a cultural crusade that happened, and I think like maybe some of it is just worried about Diggs off the field or off the because sometimes it's on the field. Some like Diggs extracurriculars. Um, I don't know, but I don't hate the deal. In fact, I like it because I don't think there's going to be too many teams lining up to give Diggs crazy like money after the season. And if they are, it's because he was fucking awesome for us and produced a shitload, and that's awesome. That's great. We got excellent production out of him, which is super cool. So I don't know. I really don't hate it. I don't like.
Here,
I don't
here's,
know.
okay, let's threshold it. Would you rather have done that deal, so basically a second for 1 year of Stephon Diggs,
Uh-huh.
or would you rather what it would cost to up that to get either of the San Francisco wide receivers? Like, would you rather enough for how you can pay his ass, lock in that with your quarterback? And if so, like, why y'all had like the 20th or something before you traded back out? Like, why not trade that 24th overall pick for Ayuk and be like, all right, set?
Well, so which would I rather do? Um, hmm. I think I would rather do the second for Diggs. Um, I don't know. Uh, I think it's close, but like what's Ayuk's current like? So what would it be like a sign and trade thing, like of extending Ayuk on a deal, or like what are you?
No, I think you're basically trading. I think there were reports for whatever. Who knows if any of this is true? But like, if you could have, just in a hypothetical world, if you could have, instead of trading out with the Vikings, you could have traded wherever that was, like the 24th
Yeah.
or 27th, something like that. That pick to San Francisco for Ayuk, and then you extend Ayuk. You'd have extended him right then and there, I'd imagine, before.
Mm-hmm.
So what deals have gotten done by that? Like you'd extend him before the last two receiver deals.
See, I think that the Caesar, and obviously I have the entirely likelihood to be wrong here, but I think Casario wants to see the season play out because I don't think he knows if we're going to extend Nico or not. Um, so I don't. I think that's kind of what it hinges on. So I don't think he would have done that deal because I don't think he wants to extend somebody else on the spot if we can sign Nico after the season. Is kind of what I think. So I don't think he would have done that deal, but I don't know. I could be wrong. So I just don't think that was in the cards. And
No, I totally. Yeah. I'm not trying to knock. I think it was a great offseason. I'm not trying to knock it or say. I'm just saying, would you have in this hypothetical world? I don't know.
No,
Maybe
I like this better because it gives more flexibility to the team, and that might make the re-signing price higher on either Diggs or Nico, whichever one we decide to keep. Because I don't think we keep both. Or if we do, I'll be very like I would be thrilled if we keep both, but I just don't see it happening. So I think it gives flexibility to the team. We get to see how it goes in terms of production, in terms of like team fit and how everything's working. And I think you're probably happy either way. It might make the guy you signed more expensive, but you'll have at least after another year what's the team thinks is the right guy.
Yeah. I might be outing myself as an Ayuk stan, but like the fact that he might kind of, I just like if it, I don't understand how that hasn't. The only reason must be because the reports aren't true and he's not that easy to get. Because if I was a team, if I was a GM, like again, same hypothetical, he's available for a first. Like if you're the Jaguars, how are you not trading that first? That's Brian Thomas for Ayuk and just paying him the $20 million and being like, all right, there we get like done. Like that's the dude now.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how it hasn't happened yet. Can someone keep me honest here? Am I the only guy who's like sees Ayuk as the next great receiver, or what's going on?
No, I'm a huge fan. I think it's just that he's clearly more expensive than what everyone is thinking that he is. Like I think it's just clearly the 49ers have taken calls on him and no one has like everyone knows the price for, an A tier wide receiver nowadays. Like Hollywood got traded for a first, AJB got traded for a first. So clearly whatever his price is, it's more than that.
I love that you started with Hollywood.
Well, that's why, if Hollywood's price is a first, like obviously Ayuk would go for a first, right? Like
Oh,
he's,
I know, but you were saying A tier wide receivers of Hollywood.
I mean,
AJ
listen,
Brown.
at the time, Hollywood Brown was considered to be an A tier wide receiver.
Not by the Titans. We had Traylon Burks.
Because the Texans fandom thought for the longest time this offseason before like free agency started and before we ended up with the Diggs deal, we thought Caserio was going to trade for T. Higgins. Um, that's what everyone was saying. Like that's what local radio was playing. That's what all of the Houston people were saying. Is like, oh, we're going to end up with T. Higgins, and I'm kind of a T. Higgins hater, so I'm really glad that didn't work out. But I think that's the takeaway is that both Higgins and Ayuk are more expensive than what people are looking to trade for. Because I mean,
Yeah, but I think the difference there might be that I think you can get T for a first. I'd be shocked if you couldn't. I think the teams are probably trying to get something cheaper than that.
mhm,
I guess I think Kyle's probably has. I mean, Kyle has to be right. Like
yeah,
if Ayuk's for sale and hasn't moved, it's because it's more than a first.
it's a first plus. Yeah.
And if that's the case, then why the fuck San Francisco just fucking sign him and trade Debo? Like, well, I don't.
Well, that's
I
what
guess
people are
maybe.
saying now is that the Debo's the one that's going to get traded.
And so that's the thing. If you could get Debo for a second, or would you rather Debo or
Or
Diggs?
Diggs.
And you've got the Slovak offense. You can run all that weird shit. You can run all those Debo
No,
running back plays.
I really like Diggs for the roster. I think he's going to be so fucking good for the team.
Yeah, I think Diggs is just a hedge against
Yeah.
the Bobby Slowick system, right? I think it's just like everyone's got a year of game tape on him, so he's now just saying, okay, I'm just going to throw a guy out there who's just going to burn you if you try and cover my favorite sort of concept here. I'm just going to have a guy out there who's going to put you in a blender, and I can just dump it off to him if I have to.
Yeah. I think CJ's really gonna like throwing the ball to fucking Diggs. And I think he would have. I think obviously Debo would have been awesome too. Like it's such a great problem to have, right? Of picking between the two of them. I'm not trying to shit on Debo. I'm not trying to shit on Ayuk. I'm just really happy the way it worked out. And to answer your question, I'd probably prefer it that way because yeah. I mean,
I don't know. Going for the older player who's also more of a locker room malcontent, I guess, is just where I get.
yeah,
Not that I don't believe in the Titans. Sorry, the Texans. I really, really do. Freudian slip. I don't believe in the Titans. But not that I don't believe in the Texans. It's just like it seemed the whole Diggs thing. Every step of the way that I've talked myself into like, okay, I get why they were thinking Diggs. Then they're like, okay, well, no, we're not gonna, we're gonna restructure his contract and basically let him out next year. And I'm like, okay, I thought you were going for the locked in value because he's not. Both locker rooms you've been in have resulted in issues with him and malcontent, which you just had your first season. So, like, why risk? And you've got a good locker room. Like, why throw him in there? You don't have truly established. Like, you have vets, but you don't have like a 5-year running locker room that you can just throw anybody into. It's older than everybody else on your timeline, and the price is. It's not a first, but it's like there's a lot of other receivers on the market that didn't move. So, like, I guess maybe the answer to here is just that's what the market value was, and that's what the guy that made sense of the value. But I look at these other options they had out there, and I not saying it was a bad move, but just like
yeah. I mean, I think part of it. Yeah, it is. It is. No, and I don't take anything of what you're saying the wrong way. But I think part of it's also is like, you don't know what this guy's going to do with, like I was saying, his extracurricular activities at the either the locker room, on the field antics, whatever. So you have the ability just to move on from that. Also with like the deal that we have, like it just works as kind of a 1 year experiment because this year the Bills are paying the bulk of that contract anyway, and it just works out as like, hey, if it works out great, we could work on extending him, or if he did great and it gets too expensive, then that means he did lots of great stuff for us, which is super cool. So I don't know. I love that the Bills are paying him shitloads of money to play for us. I do like that, and obviously it's not like a long term answer that we have right now, but if we want to continue with Diggs, I think we easily can. So I don't know,
No, that's very fair.
but
Exciting time to be a Texans fan, man. Exciting time.
this time we're gonna win the Super Bowl. Everyone's welcome to come to my Texans Super Bowl party. I think I'll be. Fuck, it's Lippy and I have talked about this. In the Super Bowl's in New Orleans this year, if I'm not mistaken, and we're predicting a Packers Texans Super Bowl. So
Nice. Oh yeah, you wanted our Super Bowl picks. Kyle, you want to go first? Or you want me to go?
Yes.
Go first. You can go first.
All right, I'm doing I'm bringing back the same Super Bowl the last time it was in New Orleans. Give me Ravens, Niners.
Wow. Who's winning?
Give me the Niners this time. I think they got to get one.
They punched through. Okay.
They finally punched through. They no Beyonce blackout. They can see through the whole halftime. They make it through.
Wow.
I have the Niners as well on the NFC side. I don't want to pick the Chiefs just to not be that guy.
We've got a great AFC team.
Yeah. And I just stole that spot from you.
Yeah, well, and Andy picked the Ravens too, and I just can't in my core agree with him on anything.
Hey, I only picked the Ravens because I'm staying consistent with my last pick. If I were picking today, it would be William or Levis.
Oh, okay, that changes a lot.
I really want Levis to be good, just so Andy can pretend that this was serious the whole time.
Pretend? Y'all fucking laughed at me when I said the same shit about the Eagles. Oh my god, how quickly the memories reset.
Oh my, yeah.
Levi's is.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna gloss over that. Yeah.
No, but the difference is you were every time we questioned you on it, you were like, no, he is going to be that dude. This time you keep hedging your bets on the Levis shit. You're like, oh, I'm all in, but like, haha, but like, no, like you got to pick. If you're putting the flag in them, put the flag in them.
Yeah, we can't tell if you're doing a bit.
If you're doing a bit, you're doing a bit. But if you're not doing a bit, then plant the flag right now. Let's put it on the board.
Show me the hedge. Show me the hedge. Where's the hedge?
No, just give me your Levis. What is your Levis?
1.05 for Levis. Boom. Jaden Daniels for Levis. Boom.
Right. That's
what do you mean?
Put it on the board. Put it on the board.
I did it. I did it in Sleeper. What do you mean? I did it with action, Mr. Hoot.
Yeah, but in the joke league.
The joke? Oh.
The archive league.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Louder than
I'll tell you this. I got Will Levis in a couple of leagues. I think you might be in them with one of me. Hit my DMs. Let's go.
Wait,
I'll hit the shit out of you.
Wait, what the fuck?
I'll hit your DMs like Puff Daddy in 2016 off that purple. I will fucking do it.
Wait, did I just?
Yikes!
Did I just?
You have to bleep that.
I just saw this Watson for JSN shit.
Yes, sir.
ANF, what do you think I was referencing?
Yeah, we made a joke about it like 3 times. So.
What?
Yeah.
ANF, what did you think I meant when I was like, what would you think if you were at
I thought you were speaking in
6.03?
ridiculous hypotheticals.
Nope. Ridiculous reality.
When have I ever done that? That sounds nothing like me.
What? J.
It sounds like a stomp type
Jay Pauly was desperate for a quarterback.
Jay Pauly, no. Say it so.
I think everybody's low enough on JSN that I could see a world
What?
where
This is egregious, Jay Polly. You've
it's
broken
rough.
my heart with this trade. Deshaun Watson and a 2024 third for JSN. Wow. That
Yeah.
is some raunchy stuff.
I needed it too because that team sucks.
Oh my goodness. Huh. Well, I mean, hey, if when you need a quarterback, you need a quarterback, I guess. Man, the quarterback's so good in this league too. C.J. Stroud, Lamar Jackson. God, you love. I've got Jordan Love in this league too. Holy moly! Anyway, but yeah, awesome pod, guys. I think that's where we'll call it, and we'll do another one in not too long. So this was super fun, and glad everyone could be here. This was a great time.
Thank you, sir.
All right, you all have a great evening,
Thanks for
fellas.
doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll talk to y'all later. Take it easy.